Yo, we with my man Dos Noun, Epicast. Shout out to Drinking Partners. Yo, check it. I'm gonna give y'all some freestyle, some written, whatever. We're just gonna mix it up. Yo, PH to Beirut, we play the state roots. Catch me out in Philly eating cheesesteaks, grape juice. Me be great, dude. Just be a great dude. Yo.
Hey yo, I came through, slay crews, the insane Jew. Make moves, maybe I hate you. Wait, dude, back it up. I bring a flow like an aqueduct to smack you schmucks, that's what's up. I got Hubbs to the left of me, busting the best with freeze. Who's testing these? Peace to Epicast, we the best with cats. We just checking facts and getting trash.
Yo, just getting trash. I come through, get your girl to stretch the mash.
All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you fucking laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, all that.
All right, welcome to the 95th episode of the Drinking Partners podcast. Yes, this is our Richard Dent episode because nobody out there knew who wore 95. I looked it up. He is a Super Bowl MVP, and that's what we are now that we've won Best Podcast in Pittsburgh. MVP of podcasts.
Podcast in Pittsburgh.
They is loving that.
Hey,
they
man.
is fucking loving that.
I just want to say shout out to everybody that voted. We didn't even really just expect that shit in any way. Like apparently this was the first year that the category even existed. So
that's
shout
dope.
out to.
So we are the inaugural fucking best podcast in Pittsburgh.
We're a trivia question,
which makes it more cool. That I am half of your hosting tandem, Ed Bailey. I'm joined as always with the sultry voice, Dave Bracey. He's already said what up to the people. Let's say it again.
What's good with you people? We are Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod, and you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners. 95 episodes, man. Rate reviews, we gonna keep asking you. Please rate and review. Hop on iTunes, rate and review. That's how we know what we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well, and that's how we continue to do well. So please rate and review.
Yeah, man. You love us. You tell us in public when you see us. You love us. Now just tell it to the internet.
True.
Like that's all we ask is that you look. You're listening now, and you're on some sort of medium listening to this, probably iTunes.
Yeah.
Just go over to the rate and review section and do it. Now, what I've learned is, and Shorty brought this up to me because I guess it's hard to rate and review if you've already subscribed. You actually have to search the podcast, click on it, and then it'll bring up the option to review. And I just want to read a review that we got that was, I don't know, was it flattering? No. I want to shout out to this person when it comes up. What the fuck was her name? It's like Jackie something. She was, we were down live at the Strip District.
Music festival. Shout out to Strip District Music Festival.
Shout out to the music festival, but to this person who reviewed us negatively, fuck you. This is the review. And we're all cool with reviews. And just because I say fuck you doesn't mean I hate you. It just means fuck you. So look, Jacqueline Glees or Jackie Jizz, whatever. How was the performance, you ask? Well, let me fill you in. I was unfortunate enough to walk into a live performance. I wanted to visit my favorite rum bar. So, where to start? Besides the pathetic fourth grade speaking level, that would be day, and the attempt of comedy through degradation, that would be day, the misogynistic and homophobic babble was far from mediocre goals they undoubtedly set for themselves. Offering to let women patrons pee on you instead of letting them wait in line for the bathroom was so heroic. I applaud you. And this is how she signs off. Craft brew deserves better. Well, let me tell you something, Jackie Jizz. We're the best podcast in Pittsburgh. You ain't getting no better than this. And you definitely ain't pissing or jizzing on me.
You lost your chances.
You lost your chance.
You could have had a chest.
You could have peed on a black man, but now you can't. Yeah, I don't remember ever offering a woman to pee on.
I don't remember it happening.
I think she made that up.
But it may have.
Sounds like a lit podcast.
I'm not even going to lie. It may have happened. I can't fully. I can neither confirm nor deny that accusation. But
we say that to say this: if you rate and review, we're going to start reading them on the cast. say some funny shit, ask a question. It's all funny games. Jackie Jizz, I don't hate you.
Yeah, truth. Come out to another show.
She probably changed it too. She probably reviewed us again under another name and shit. She's like, oh, okay, that was a bad night. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's up. You will never hear that episode.
Yeah, no, that was a lost tape.
Yep.
So anybody that's reading that review is like, what the fuck is she talking about?
You're like, that criticism is completely unfair. You cannot
that is
find that
unfounded.
tape in the archive, though.
Ed would never.
Wouldn't have happened.
Look, this is if you don't hear the excitement in my voice, we are now finally, I've known Buzzy for years, and I finally now found out where he lives. So we're live in Buzzy's crib.
That's a big step in an interracial friendship.
Let me tell you something.
Yo, 2 years, Epicast.
Oh, the Godfather lives here too.
I gotta tell you, from the white guy side, that's a big step in a cross-racial
We're
friendship.
at the home of Epicast. Nick and Buzzy, we're like sitting in their living room. One of them, like I don't know if that's a dining room or another living room, but
wait a minute,
it's a bedroom. See, I mean, there's so many, but this is the first time we've known these motherfuckers for like 2 years now.
Probably known them for 3, been working with them for 2.
Yeah.
It is up the street from where we normally record.
We're right down.
We're literally in walking distance.
This whole time, they were right down the way.
Ed turned to me and was like, hey, yo, where they live? I was like, right up the street. And then we got here, he was like, oh, no, you really mean up the street. Like literally.
Well, up the street to black people means that's a 5 to 7 minute radius drive-wise. Like, up the street could be a totally different zip code, but you can get there in a certain amount of time. With white people, it literally means a matter of 2 blocks.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Godfather and Buzzy for making me feel as much of a friend as that I could come to you.
Yeah, we've broken the final wall. Like, we're in there.
Dave's been here before, so I'm a little jealous. And Dan just brought up the point that it's because I'm black that you guys like, I need to get to a certain level of friendship before I can sit your living room. So we'll talk off the cast.
They waited until we got that best of the cast.
Right, we waited till we got the stamp. We had to get the stamp. So now that we
let
stamped,
anybody in there.
Yeah, not everybody can come sit on these.
Now you're franchise players.
Yeah, we're good now.
You get all access privileges.
If you've been a fan of the podcast, you've been listening for a while, that voice may sound familiar. You got a couple of guests that we're bringing back, and I'm very excited to have them two here. It was probably one of the most fun episodes for me. The other episode they did without me because he lame as fuck and decided to just record an episode with me not there.
I might have went down like that.
I was probably doing some baby shit. Like, knowing me, I was somewhere with my kids doing some shit like that.
Yeah.
But we got from episode 12, we got Hubbs in the building. And from episode 31, we got Dan Muessing. Say what up to the people.
What up, people? It's your boy Hubbs, a.k.a. Cliff Hubstable, a.k.a. Whatever else you need it to be.
Always in rapper mode.
Yeah. He's on the track.
Nah, but good to be back, man. Good to be back with y'all. Had a good time last time. I've been on here twice, actually, and then one like unofficial time.
Yeah.
Where I did like an impromptu appearance on your joint.
Yeah, he stopped.
He had a freestyle, hit a feature.
I came on. I had the y'all caught me in like bedwear and shit. I just came out to give you a CD. I think.
Oh yeah,
I had on like hoop shorts and like a V-neck.
That's how you got to watch Day. He'll invite you someplace and then put an okie doke on you. Next thing you know, you're on camera and shit. Why don't you run that CD up here? You come in, it's all LED lights and VSCOM cameras and shit. Like, damn, fam, I ain't even washed the crust out my eye or nothing. We got Dan here too. What's up, man?
What's good?
Dos.
Dan Muessing, Dos Noun. I'm back. I've just been laying low trying to make money, honestly.
Yo, man, we was just talking to Knowledge about you, man. He was like, yo, Dos is one of the best freestyle rappers in the burg,
ever,
man.
Just anywhere.
Yeah, like, I mean, it was mad love, you know.
That's what's up. I appreciate the. I appreciate the endorsement from someone who takes the culture as seriously as he does. I've been known to do my thing on occasion. I'm not going to dispute that.
Humility.
Yeah. YouTube.
Check
YouTube.
Got a couple old crowns laying around, you know.
One of my favorite podcast moments is when we had the whole legal conversation with Dan.
dropping all of
About-
the jewels. You know how many times I've been referencing that cast? Like, yo, you know you ain't supposed to talk, B.
about pleading down your infidelity charge. You negotiate to a lesser charge with your girl. That's probably one of my top podcasts.
Yeah.
Third degree texting.
Exactly.
Probationary offense in
Facts.
Texas.
Yo, I rewound that. That was one of them. It's like in rap, when you remember when you used to rewind a motherfucker, like, what did he just say? I had to rewind that shit. Like, what did he just say? Like,
No, that's real shit. So how did you two link up? Was it through the music biz or?
Yeah, I met Dos probably 2011. I think it was when Time Bomb was really like the central piece of,
Right on,
of this local
Highland.
Yeah, back when they was on Highland, they used to do a lot of events and shit like that. And I think we met through our mutual friend, my man Huddy. From Penn Hills.
Shout out to Huddy. I was
Shout
gonna
out
say
my man Huddy.
Huddy's like one of those like 6 degrees of separation dudes in Pittsburgh.
To everyone in Pittsburgh.
Everyone in Pittsburgh. There's
Somebody
probably
know Huddy?
yeah. You would probably if you would know Huddy.
You
if
know somebody that knows him.
you'd know someone that knows
he's
him.
like,
You'd have
know
met
his
him.
face. Like, oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Came across him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's one of those dudes that's like crazy. Like anytime you're in the car with him, he's like, "Oh, I used to live in this neighborhood." You know what I mean? It's
Any
like-
neighborhood you in.
any neighborhood,
Any-
Squirrel Hill, The Hill, East Hills, Penn Hills.
Shout out to Huddy and all the leases he signed.
Yeah, seriously. Man.
See, I met Huddy when he came to the melting pot of Pittsburgh, which is Penn Hills.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
will
saying?
say
He
I
came
agree
in like
with
11th grade. He came to Penn Hills in 10th grade.
He's
And
a
that's-
Hills nigga.
He had been everywhere else in the city before I met him. Like,
Right. I remember we were like in Hazelwood in this like forlorn street in Hazelwood and we came down the way and I think like Quay Means from the Taylor Gang he was like on the corner or whatever just hanging and he was like, oh, he's like, my uncle and my grandma lived out here. I was like, man, you literally, and then like earlier that day like we were up in like I forget like Robinson Street, like Robinson in the Hill or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, he's like I used to stay up here.
he can throw up any gang sign.
Any-
He's allowed to throw up
Fluent,
any gang sign in the whole city. Though.
He'd actually be a good dude to have on here if the subject was like Pittsburgh stories.
That would
Like,
be dope. We could do that.
because he could literally be like, let me tell you about this guy.
Like the hood seaback.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, okay.
100% the hood seaback.
Okay. Huddy, you got a new nickname, the Hood
you know
Seaback.
that used to be a KFC over there.
Yeah.
right? Like,
Huddy hitting all the barbecue spots in the city.
100%, man. He took me to some places that were like in like an auto garage, and like we go inside, and it's like the guy has barbecue or something. Like, how do you? He's like, oh, you know, that's my uncle. You know what I mean?
you know what's crazy when you say that though? Because there's a radiator shop out in like fucking Zelia Noble, and they got the best fucking
Not just
bacon
bacon
you'll ever
store.
eat.
It's
Yo,
fucking
man,
bacon store.
But it's right behind a radiator shop, man. It's just these old ass white dudes in the country
They cook
building
the bacon
cars and
on the radiators. And
they
shit.
cure it there.
They cure it.
in the back, yeah.
Radiator cured bacon. You're gonna love it.
That bacon got to be good as shit, yo.
Make
You talk
America
about that
great
bacon
again.
at any opportunity.
I'm a candy that bitch this Christmas.
You gotta like we had fucking candied bacon on a stick
Yo.
at the fucking Hoptoberfest.
Did you know that Dave Sermonera helped wrote that recipe for that beer that won that shit? That
No.
bacon in that beer. He wrote the recipe for that beer. I was talking to him the other night. He was like, "Yeah, I wrote the recipe." And his beer won first.
The beer
So he
had
the
bacon in it. The bacon.
So
flavored
it was a
beer?
candy.
Gotta get into the craft, Hubbs.
It was
You'd be amazed,
thick,
man.
It was a thick cut piece of bacon that was candied and put on a stick.
Look at the
and it was
passion
paired
in
with
which he
some
describes this.
pumpkin ale.
That just sounds so
That's
elegant.
extra.
He wants you to
That's
feel
extra,
him.
B.
I was
He wants you to
eloquent.
feel him on that
Eloquent.
bacon shit. He looked you right in
Pause.
your eyes. Was like, "This is
Pause.
it's a cube of bacon." And you know what they did? They took a stick and they poked it. They candied that.
I
bitch.
tasted the bacon as you explained that shit.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
It's funny, man, because like I don't drink at all really, but so like I've really I'm off alcohol, so like I only get snatches from the alcohol world. Like like people who drink have like all these things like, oh, the Henny, like that, and I'm like, I don't know why.
Well, the Henny, come
what
on,
Hennessy
man.
would make one do as opposed to not make one do.
hit a
But my
vein.
point is though is like I dipped out and then like I come back and all of a sudden, like the craft beer movement is like on and popping.
crazy.
But it's so funny though because it kind of like mirrors the designer marijuana movement, which like I know a lot about. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
it's like around the time that like strains started popping up, you started having like the first people that weren't like Michelob Heineken
Word.
Miller
True.
Lite.
It did
And
come out.
now it's like there's as
Mexican
much.
brick.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's like almost like there's as much good weed as there is good beer, as many flavors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like every day.
Oh, it's a culture, man.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it's a hella culture. Shout out to the Kingpin, Stone Media.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had her
Free
on
to
up.
do.
Yeah.
No, but I think with both cultures though, what it is it's one of those things that's inclusive. Like they don't. It seems like with craft, they don't see each other as competitors. Like they want to work with each other. And I think I'm not as well versed in the weed strands, but like people get excited to introduce you to some new hot shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying?
Like, the growers want to collaborate and like bring new strains to the market and cross stuff with different stuff. Like everyone always wants to freak something that's like, I would say with the marijuana, it's a little bit more competitive because the profit margins from marijuana are much higher than craft brew, because like you can make a lot of money off craft beer if you take off and get picked up by a bigger distributor, but like if you can grow 50 pounds of super fire weed, you're gonna make a shitload of money. So like
Yep.
your interest in like protecting the genetics of that strain are much probably more heavily invested than like the dude that's like making like some really decent beer like in his garage. He just wants to like get the word out. You know what I mean? You're not going to cake as much off that.
Yeah. It's not the same flip.
Yeah, and not at all. Nor are there different consequences, and the consequences are like radically different. Like one you're rocking that fucking maroon jumpsuit in PA.
But they bringing what, medicinal here now, or what did a normal tweet?
Yeah, so they passed medicinal in the state.
Yeah, but it hasn't like it's not that it hasn't gone into effect per se, because I do think it is the law of the land now, but we're still 2-ish years away from seeing the first actual store,
Because they still got to get a license, right? And like,
that's a whole and that's a whole rigmarole in itself. In that
Christian said you needed like $5 million to put up.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to. They're gonna tax the shit out of it. So
he
people
was like, you need
still
$5
just gonna be
million
selling it
off the gate.
Yeah,
just to get in the game.
the amount of money that it's going to cost to get a license is going to preclude most normal people, and I would even think most Pennsylvanians from getting.
Yeah, like it's not going to be on every block.
Yeah,
right?
but most people who get a license are just going to be like sophisticated out of town people that probably already have licenses in other states and have this on and crack, and
it'll be expansions up.
it'll just be expansions of people in California that are already getting it, and then like a couple domestic people that are getting it in conjunction with them.
But that's why you got to go back into microeconomics and support local.
100%. I mean, I would definitely say, I would agree that that your local.
You didn't say support local about weed. Like,
Yeah,
go to your local corner, holla at the dude that's standing there all this time. Stop driving across town.
Yep, you got to. You got to get it. You got to get it in your hood, because most likely a lot of times those dudes, if you look at, for one thing, when the stores come out, they're not even going to be able to sell as of yet. They're not even going to be able to sell flour. Like you're not even going to be able to get like bud you can smoke. It's a whole bunch of topicals and some other stuff. It's really like nothing that would like interest like your typical person on the street. Like, I want to smoke it or possibly eat it. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily want to like rub it on my eyelids. I mean, the other one is like if you look at New Jersey, which has like the clusterfuck of a medical program.
Weed, that's a whole nother.
Jersey's medical program, like they got like weed for like $500 an ounce. So of course, like no one goes to the stores.
Could you imagine?
Except for like a bunch of like super, like all the patients are like 65-year-old people who are super sick and have like no
They
other
like really need it.
fucking weed.
Imagine
okay? 65-year-olds, their weed is flame. I got a brand muffin from this chick after a set at Ham Bones. Fuck me up through the next day at like noon. I was like, what the fuck? This bitch give me, yo. I be looking for her.
Yo, imagine walking up to a house party and they just be like, yeah, just rub it in your eyes, B. Just rub it in your eyes. Like, what the fuck?
I've been to those house parties. It gets real. It gets real. If you hang out with Pat and Teresa, the people from Normal, then you're gonna ingest.
You're rubbing shit in your eyes.
You're gonna ingest marijuana in a variety of ways. You're gonna get real fucked up, and you're gonna alternate between feeling great and thinking you're gonna fucking die. And like Teresa and my wife are like besties, you know what I mean? So like that's like Tuesday, like at 11 o'clock at my house. Like by the time like I wake up like Tony Soprano and like saunter downstairs like rubbing my eyes, you know what I mean? I hear the of the torch.
That rig is a motherfucker.
Motherfucker, dude. That thing puts
That shit will have you
That is
seeing
a
your life.
dragon.
Your life will flash.
Widowmaker, the life ender.
That is a dragon, like for real, man. That'll
You'll see
bake you.
you'll see every weed hit you ever made.
Yep.
In an instance. Like it's like your life flashing for you.
You go
Every
on a trip,
decision-
like with the colors
Like what
and
Michael
shit.
Rappaport on
Sunshine Day from
remember
the
Michael
Brady Bunch?
Rappaport on who was that? Usual Suspects. You start seeing like the fucking flashbacks and shit.
All the pieces coming together and shit.
Start seeing 98
other pill
rolling up a
makes
fucking
you small.
grocery bag blunt and shit.
Start
Swear,
doing.
yo.
You act like that dude. That,
Grocery bag.
You
blunt.
act like that
My
dude.
first L was a grocery bag.
Of course.
Grocery
Grocery bag L. Me too. Pittsburgh,
Absolutely.
baby.
You had to that shit was like soaking wet. That shit was like a
Yep.
fucking string bean.
Rankin weed
Straight
sprayed
up.
with Raid in the grocery bag.
That shit was like a string bean.
the
bro, 'cause
in
this
the
shit don't-
grocery
this shit
bag.
don't stick though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's so funny that you smoked weed for the first time out of a grocery bag because you couldn't get a smokable material. It was easier to get the weed than it was to get the blunt.
Yeah, nah, because in Penn
Because
Hills,
there was regulation that you had to go through for the blunts.
Yeah,
Like, you had to be
exactly.
18.
Whoa.
I mean, for us, it was more of like a cosmetic decision because we were like 12 or 13, and we really wanted to smoke blunts.
Wait, no. I still bring me full circle. You smoked weed out of a bag?
A paper bag.
Oh,
yes.
paper bag. Oh, yeah,
Paper
paper bag.
bag.
I thought you meant a blue bag.
Like a
Yeah,
plastic
like you've
bag.
never.
Yeah, no, I've had a paper bag.
All
blunt,
papers
not a-
flammable.
He's like, oh, Pittsburgh. He's like,
Really?
I mean,
Oh, he thought you had the blue swishy
Yeah, the
bag.
swishy bag, like the.
the paper bag.
thought you
That's
was- what? He thought you had
that's SOP out here. Standard operating procedure, buddy.
You had.
Hey, shit.
They thought you had the blue swishy bag with a spoon and some water.
Like, it ain't having
held
Mr.
it.
Yuck
Just
sticker
put
on
the bag
that.
on
Like,
They thought dude was free base and Reggie.
we used to have though the spoof, which was at least as we concocted or constructed it, was an empty toilet paper roll, the cardboard roll, and you put dryer sheets inside it, and then maybe even spray that with some cologne. And then what the spoof would do is the spoof could cloak your exhale, so that it was like the pre-vape pen way. It was actually, that would be a great meme. Like we used to smoke weed in public too, but we didn't have one of these. We had one of these because you would smoke a bowl or smoke a blunt, and then you would cup it, and then you would just exhale whoosh into the spoof, and it would theoretically mask the smell of the smoke, except it would make it smell like fucking like hot ass and like boiling cologne and like dryer sheets. And then inevitably someone would get high and then inhale through the spoof, and then that person would die. I mean, they'd literally be like, "What happened to Tim? Oh, Tim's dead.
Tim's dead.
Tim's
Tim
blue.
inhaled
Like he
today.
just inhaled like fucking a bottle of Paco Rabanne."
Y'all put a lot more thought into smoking weed. We just tried to find a place that no adults were coming for the next 8 hours. Like,
bro, I've seen so
We're
much. I've seen
heavily,
so many things.
I grew up at Squirrel Hill, man. We were more heavily supervised.
creative. I've seen aluminum foil,
Of course.
bowls, all that.
Of
All
course.
that, man.
Oh, the apple. The apple, dude. The apple. One of the nature's greatest bowl. You know what I mean?
First time at it with an apple was at a college party. Some dude pulled me to the back room. He's like, had an apple, and I thought he was bullshitting.
Right.
I was like, you guys trying to play a trick on me because I'm the only black dude at this party? Like, what the fuck is going on? And I
No,
was-
man. It's cool. It's
Yeah,
cool,
it,
dude.
it was
Check it out.
actually. I don't know this guy's name. He's somewhere. He's probably like a physicist or something at this point.
course.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for the apple. So, in your me video, was that you being high and seeing the words, Hubbs, or how did the concept of that video?
Man, shout out to Jeff Hilty, because honestly, for that
Shout
video,
out to Jeff Hilty. He shot that Thanks Dan commercial.
that's the dude right there. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
I
Probably doesn't
The
want credit
infamous-
for that, but he did
The
it.
infamous.
I paid him.
I'll be honest with you. I had a lot of cheesy, like generic, classic rap video ideas for that video. Like I wanted to go into like fucking, because I said Bloomfield. I wanted to go into like the Thai restaurant in Bloomfield and like be eating food, and Jeff is just like, nah, man.
Trying to be on your
He's like-
Luke Cage.
Just like some typical. I think it would have been. Yeah, exactly. But Jeff is just like, yo, I got
Luke
a
Cage,
different
like woke
idea.
man in city.
Nah, the video's dope. It's
Jeff
like
is like, I got a different idea. I've never done a video that's like that. Like all my videos are the classic. Like, oh, here's me in slow motion. Here's
But
me
your-
with
but
my
your
boys.
More literal.
Here's
your
me
voice-
here's me with the store that you recognize if you're from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no,
Here's
I
me.
mean, I've liked you.
Oh, here's
I've-
my shoes.
I've always been a fan of your visuals. You know what I mean? And I don't really watch like a whole fuck ton of like, rap videos or whatever because it's the same garbage.
Yeah.
But like you've worked with some
with no shirts on,
I mean, like, but you've always had like unique visuals. You know what I mean? And like, and then with that, with the voice and then the beat and the people that you've worked with, like your career has been like quite phenomenal. And this new one, like I said, I like the fact that like you do throw the words up there because like you're such an emphasis on the lyrics. You know what I mean? And that's what I respect most about like
people can see the rhyme schemes.
Yeah, exactly.
See the schemes. Follow the bouncing ball
because your casual
not
fan.
The bouncing ball, and that's so important because that pisses me off.
Yeah,
right. But it's not. But I'm saying is they follow the bouncing ball effect. Like peep the lyrical structure and the way that the compound syllables match up and the different word plays and the double meaning punchlines.
And I grew up in that, man. Like I grew up. I'm telling you, what really sold me on hip hop to this day, man. Like, I mean, I've always listened to hip hop since I was like 9, but then I remember like Nas and all them dudes came out, like, and the whole rhyme structure of everything just changed, and that shit was so influential for me. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like, it made me just love hip hop that much more, though. You know what I mean?
Love lyrics. It was like an amazing time to be
crazy,
like in your early teens and really like getting into all those albums, and the lyricism on the albums was so fucking intense.
Because think of shit
you'd listen
prior
to it and be like, woo!
Because think prior to Nas. Think prior to Nas, though. Like, you had dudes that was just fucking like hippity pop.
Yeah.
Oh, they were
You know what
more,
I mean?
and then the guys who were lyrical were more conscious.
Yeah.
So there wasn't as
It was the words.
It wasn't lyricism.
It
It was
words.
pure content. It was
Right.
like
Yes.
BDP, KRS-One,
Right.
Paris, like dudes like that. You know, like they brought a lot of knowledge, but they were still rhyming like one syllable per bar.
Right.
I'm in the
Yeah.
car.
Well,
and I'm
they
like,
provided
going really far.
content and like a structure, and then like
Brand
and-
Nubian dudes like that.
Yeah, like, and then-
Nas and them dudes set the bar. I give a shout out to Granddaddy IU too. You remember Granddaddy IU? Yeah, he had some multis like
That were
around before
insane.
Nas.
I mean, one of the original multi dudes. If we're gonna get on this thing right here, because I actually know a little bit about this. if we were gonna get on that, I mean, one of the OGs was G Rap, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because
Absolutely.
he was doing
really.
that. He was doing that in like '86
Right.
when everyone else was literally still doing Run DMC style,
Yes.
one syllable per
Yes.
bar rap. Cool G Rap was just
Yo,
cramming those in.
They
you
said
know
when
what I mean?
Nas was trying to get on, he went to Def Jam, and Russell Simmons was like, he's a rip-off G-Rap. That's
Right.
what he said.
And then,
he didn't sign him off of
prior
that.
even to G-Rap, dude, one of the other first dudes to really do that in even a basic way was T-La Rock, who
Yes.
actually was the first dude to do an "It's Yours" song that Nas sampled.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
which
Yes.
so it's like there were dudes out there who were kind
I
of
think
doing
what
it
Nas
before.
did, what Nas did, he took it and said, "Yo, I'm doing this on every single bar." Like,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
dudes would do it. Dudes would
Yeah.
do that like throughout the track. You would randomly hear like some complex rhyme. Nas said, "Yo, I'm doing this on every single." He basically wanted to make the perfect album with Illmatic.
And
He had
he-
the top producers.
Fucking
and he
love
did that shit on
Illmatic,
every line. Like,
But
you know
that
what
was
I
a
mean?
big thing too, because you spoke on Brand Nubian, and I watch all Lord Jamar's interviews, and he was
Right. He's
just
a
talking to
dude.
Vlad about, and I want to hear you guys' opinion. So apparently, Vlad thinks Nas is the worst beat picker of all time.
After it was written, I'll say that. After it was written, he has been.
Even I Am though had some joints. Like I had like Nas.
Yeah, I Am
like,
had
and,
some.
like,
joints.
I like
he had a
I Am.
primo joint. He had a primo joint.
yeah,
on
he
His
got
first
yeah.
He had some primos. I think his rhyming started to decline on I Am.
I don't think Nas is the worst beat picker who's a great rapper or great lyricist of all time. The worst beat picker, the two worst beat pickers who are elite lyricists are Cannabis and Eminem.
I knew you were gonna say
Cannabis and Eminem are like you can't
Cannabis
shit
gets the all-time.
because
Eminem
you
used to
talk
have
about a
joints, though.
dude who well, like if you took the rhymes that he had and just put them even over okay 90s style boom bap beats, that shit at that time would have been such
been
heat
crazy.
rocks,
Oh,
it would
yeah.
have been incomprehensible. Because he was still good in spite of the fact that most of his beats were trash. People still fucked with him super hard.
That had
like,
to be, his first
You knew
album
you
was
were-
like the most anticipated rap album. I swear he used to just put verses on.
he's
Clue
like a
tapes.
dude dunking
Yeah,
from the
those
foul
Clue
line,
tapes?
jumping off the wrong
Man,
foot.
I was
the
about to
verses
say
on
that.
them Clue tapes.
Cannabis is the old
Back when you
dude
used to
at
wait
the
for
court
Tuesdays?
at,
I speak of
in the
frequencies,
playground
dogs
who's
would
coming
have
out in
trouble.
cargo shorts or
Remember that?
sweatpants, and he's killing. And he's
Just
like,
killing.
yo, Black Maul used to be the dude. I mean,
Yep. 100%.
LL fucked up cannabis' shit too.
Oh,
he
crushed
fucked
it.
up his
Well,
whole.
he had a little bit more.
But
of
I mean,
a-
also
Cannabis
cannabis
won that.
fucked
Cannabis
himself
won that.
up.
That's so
Cannabis
funny.
won, but he got fucked up.
I hate that revisionist history nowadays that people are like, because LL is more famous now, like 15 years later, 17 years later, people are like, and LL sung cannabis. I'm like, no, he did not. I was there for all that, like listening to every song that each of them did in that reply
His shit's
8
better.
million
Cannabis
times.
just-
When Second Round Knockout, which was actually one of the only really dope beats that he ever picked,
Exactly.
when that song came on, I did a fucking cartwheel off my couch.
No, he went first though. Too.
No,
you got to
no.
consider that in the beef too. When you go first in the beef, that always puts you at a slight disadvantage.
Well,
a little bit.
L
a little
went
Play your hand
first.
a little bit.
L
L
went
went
first.
first?
Yeah, L
Well-
went. That's how the beef started.
on
'cause L
4-3-2
went
on
4-3-2-1
when he
he was
said
like,
something like
Well,
he
switched
went
his
to
verse,
me.
because cannabis-
and then he kept it because I remember when it came out and they were like, oh, this is because there was rumors like,
That
oh,
is
I heard
sucker
this
shit
was
though.
really
He wrote
about
his verse.
cannabis.
He changed his
Yeah,
verse.
Yeah, he
after.
did. He did
And it was like-
because cannabis said, "L, that mic on your arm, let me borrow that." And then LL
Went
heard
at
that,
him.
felt some kind of way, went back,
Got in his feelings.
like
Rewrote his
changed the
shit.
verse up where he shit on cannabis. And even in that exchange, cannabis's verse was so much better than LL's
Yeah,
on that.
I know
joint.
you hate that beat.
Yeah. He's like, who's trying to get wild? Who's trying to act fly and get shot down with a surface-to-air missile? Ain't nowhere to run to when I confront you. I call you bluff
man.
like it had a phone number. Like that,
Yeah, right.
that shit was so much better than LL's
Yeah, it
incredibly
was.
basic rhyming
Yeah, it
one
was.
word per bar verse.
Cannabis's freestyles leading up to that album was
Well,
like monumental
That
shit.
his
yo.
Incredible.
for
On them
me-
Clue tapes and all that.
For me, one of his greatest verses was that Beast from the East or whatever with the New York niggas.
I know what you're talking. It was a cipher track.
The New York niggas.
That's
So wait, can we just go back to the point you made, Dan, with Eminem being one of the worst beat pickers? Are you a fan of Eminem, or how do you?
I am lifelong, retrospectively, an enormous fan of Eminem for a lot of reasons.
I thought I had
all
an
right?
accomplice.
But at the same time, like, you're in serious remiss if you think that this dude has not taken a swan dive in terms of the overall quality of his whole albums going forward. Now, you will still hear, just like Cannabis, if you listen to like those random one-off tracks he puts out, lyrically, he is still fucking incredible. And if anything, might have even gotten a little bit better in terms of like how intricate his shit is. But at this point, he's kind of like that like bloated white rock star that like doesn't make classic albums anymore, but just puts out like these like albums where he does like these like masturbatory guitar solos for like 60 minutes. You know what I mean? Like the Eminem Project, and it's just him like spitting. You know what I mean? Like his song structures have really fallen the fuck apart. But if you actually like listen to like how he spits, he still fucking destroys it.
He just put out his track recently.
Destroys it.
It didn't have a beat. He's a bad beat. He's a bad beat picker, so he didn't even pick a beat.
And he knows. Like it's like he put the track out. He's like, I couldn't even. He's like,
It's like a Grateful Dead solo.
It's just like a
3 o'clock in the
vibration.
morning, M.
He just got a
I'm trying to
vibration
go
on
home,
it.
man.
It's like
Yeah,
a
it's-
frequency. It's just a frequency going, and then he's just rapping. Like,
because it's almost like he accepted the fact. He's like, yes, okay, I'm a horrible beat picker. Listen to me rap, motherfucker.
Him is probably technically like when you look at the technicalities of rhyming, he might be the best like to do that shit.
I'll say this:
the technical part of it,
in
though.
terms of technical lyricism, he is probably the best technical lyricist to ever achieve commercial success.
Yeah,
and it's
definitely
crazy.
that, definitely
and it's
that.
crazy that the level of
Okay.
commercial success he achieved, like, was not even like moderate commercial success. Like he's like,
Yeah, it was pop status.
yeah, like
Yeah,
huge pop
yeah.
status.
Yeah,
It would be
pop
like if
status.
some dude who was like a guitar virtuoso who like played in like smoky clubs in like New Orleans, or some like saxophone dude like some jazz sax guy that played in like some like underground bar in like Brixton, London, and then the dude like blew up to be like the most, you know, the
he
most
had that
widely
shock. He had that
acclaimed.
good shock value too. I think that
Yeah, of
helped
course,
him big.
100%.
He would say
That took
anything.
away
you
from
know what
me,
I mean?
man. That took away from it from me. A lot of like,
videos and shit, all the
super
goofy
crazy
shit.
just because I can't relate to that type of thought.
Killing your baby's mom.
Killing
You
your
don't want to kill
baby
your baby mom
moms.
every now and then.
Nah,
I'm
I
just-
don't.
I don't think it's a real relationship until you have at least thought about where you put the body at.
You think of damn it. You don't think about seriously hurting somebody. You just try to plot an escape.
You might not
Yeah.
plan to. You might not
plot
plan
an
to kill
exit,
her.
though.
You might not plan to kill her, but you wouldn't necessarily Nah, you know what? I'm not even going to finish that.
4 dudes on this. Everyone's looking from side to side. Like, anyways, Eminem's beat selection.
I'm not
Definitely
even
suspect.
going to.
Definitely suspect. Definitely suspect.
Every dude's plotting.
It's all jokes.
Yeah, no, it's all we love our ladies.
As a New York dude say, y'all motherfuckers got jokes, B.
Got jokes, man.
Got jokes, B.
Yo, it's jokes, ma.
It's jokes, ma. It's just jokes. This ain't facts. It's jokes, B.
Yo,
No
facts,
fa-
no
no
printer.
facts.
Facts, no printer.
Yeah. But nah, I
Famous
mean,
words of
I,
Omarion.
one time I was on tour in Europe, and this gypsy dude came on the train, and like he was like busking, like forcibly busking, like the dudes do on the New York subways to try and like force you to give them money. And he had this like strange like a accordion that was hooked up to like a gas generated speaker. And like I was with this dude from Philly named Icon the Mic King, and this dude I was on tour with, and he was like asleep. Eating dreads, beer, whatever, and he just wakes up and he looks and he just looks right at the dude. He goes, "This bull look like Omarion." He just passes out. That's my tangential. That's my tangential one joint in Omarion thought. Right
So
there.
we've all shared your experience with Omarion.
I just watched a video.
That's
last
a
week.
rhetorical question.
No, it was crazy because it was mad recent. It was a couple of days ago or whatever, and it was a voiceover of one of his videos where he's like dancing in the middle of the street with Tim's on and shit, and he's like, "Oh, he's really
that
getting
touch. Remember touch?
Yeah, that touch.
Okay, so can we keep
and
it
it's
real? When
crazy.
Touch came out, he was that dude.
Yeah, but that's what's
Pharrell
crazy.
killed that. Pharrell
But you've
killed
never
that
touched,
beat, yo.
fam. You've
I-
never touched.
everyone-
You've never
if-
pop lock and stop.
Everyone
with your finger on
reenacted that.
something?
If you fucked with that song, you reenacted that video. Yo.
Yeah, maybe.
On some random like bullshit.
Dan, have you touched?
no.
All right. Dave's definitely let me tell you, I've been out with Dave several times. He touches now. Dave will fucking pop lock.
Touch. I like how you got a term for this.
He touches now.
He touches.
Had a
See,
touch factor of 4, scale of 5, fam.
Yeah.
touched.
So, do you got a project coming out?
Yeah. I got a project. It's with my man M16. He's a producer from Alabama. He did a lot of big projects, a lot of big beats and shit like that. But I met him on some random shit. He was here in the Berg last summer. I did the iStandard producer showcase, and basically like a contest for beat makers around here.
I was gonna say,
you know what I mean?
anytime you meet a dude from Alabama, it's usually random.
It was very random
It's
because I've never
it's
been
usually
to
on
Alabama.
on the humbug.
I've never been to Alabama. I've never been to Alabama. But he was here. He's an acclaimed dude. He was here because Premise brought him here. Shout out to my man Premise.
Shout out to Prem up in Philadelphia,
Yes, sir.
northeast Philadelphia denizen.
Yes,
Oh,
Up
Right.
Aramingo Ave.
yes. Brought him here to judge the contest, and then he asked me to perform in the contest, like between the sets or whatever. So M16 had caught my set and fucked with it or whatever, and it was just like, yo, we should just do a project. And I meant to I meant to put it out like last year, but it worked out better timing wise to just drop it around this time.
You
Yo,
be
man,
bullshitting. Don't
I
front.
do be
I
bullshitting.
still, yo,
I do be
like-
bullshitting.
like
It worked
real-
out better in the
Like
end.
real shit, man. I still got your MV3 in
Of course.
my
See,
that's why it's
regular
good timing.
rotation,
So
man.
Endless
That's
Days
why it's good
is
time.
one of my
Regular
favorite
rotation,
So
songs.
hard.
man.
My dude.
And like I screenshot that shit on the like because I really be having your shit in there, like on like
Definition of the definition. I don't even know what it means, and I be calling myself that shit.
yeah,
I be shaking hands after shows. Yo, I'm the definition of the definition.
yeah, like
Yo,
That shit feel good.
shout out to Beatty too. I have not seen Beatty in a long time, man. He's like in the fucking wilderness. He
probably
fell
got
in
something
love.
coming.
That's what love does, though. Like it kind of, you know what I mean. He's just chilling right now. He's maxing. I have not seen Beatty in a long time. I talked to him.
He's on his grown man shit.
He is.
As one of his eponymous song titles would say. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which is something we all got to do at certain points.
oh yeah,
I feel like
We
shout
all-
out to
we
them
all
though.
work.
He's one of the
Beatty's
real
one of
ones.
the realest.
He's one of the
He
real
is.
ones, man.
He
He is. He's a no fucks given kind of dude. Like
He is.
definitely he keeps it so 100 if you're his boy. You know what I mean?
does.
Like no fear to tell you exactly what the fuck he's thinking. Man.
That's true. That's so
I was
true.
really appreciated that about him because There are so many fugazi people in music.
There is.
And pointlessly friendly fugazi people.
There is. And the people who don't appreciate that would call BD like, oh, he's an asshole. He's a fucking jerk.
No, he's
You know what
not.
I mean?
He's not.
He's
at
just
all.
a-
He's a really good
real
dude. He's a
dude.
super good
He
dude.
got a good heart,
Who
yo.
he's super good dude, big heart, tells people the truth.
I mean,
and sometimes
and
they might feel some kind of way about it.
You
Fuck 'em.
you need that, like, and that's why when you look at like these big stars that like, lose themselves or whatever, they don't have day one niggas that like tell you what it is. You know what I mean? And I think it's a certain type of person that can't take that shit, that try to gravitate towards that like easy win.
Yeah,
you know
the
what I
yes
mean?
men.
Like
Yeah,
the yes men. Yeah, I mean, as opposed to keeping somebody that's gonna be like real with you and be like, yo, you fucking up. You know what I
Because
mean?
that shit helps you. I always
Yeah.
tell people, like, after every album I put out, like, I would go to my main dudes who will tell me the real and be like, yo, Hubbs, you need
Your
to
day
put
ones.
more energy on this, or yo, you need to mix this better. You need to do that. And then if you hear my following project, it'll always have the feedback implemented into the next project. So that's growth though, because I appreciate it. Now I could have been like, yo, you hating on me, and then I put out another project with the same fucking
shit, no
bullshit
progression.
though.
No
You know what I mean?
progression. Yeah.
That's the people that's. I think that's what separates people though. You could take
100%.
criticism.
If you don't have someone like that in your process, man, then
You're done.
you're just gonna suck.
You're done.
Or if you blow up, then you're just gonna lose everything.
go
It's
You know
one
who
or the
helped
other.
me?
It's one or the
Hey,
other.
you
You're
know
never
who
gonna get
helped
there.
me big time with that?
You're gonna become a Kardashian.
I was gonna say that's how them Kardashians slide in.
Yeah.
They start assessing your weakness. Does this nigga take criticism well?
Hey, your
No.
boy Tristan Thompson.
We got him the fuck out of there. We got
y'all pulled him out?
Kardashian. We got her the fuck.
Yeah, Braun
Tristan
was
went
like-
over.
Come to Cleveland?
He went 0 for 6 in game 1, and LeBron pulled him to the side. Said, "You got to keep that Kardashian from around the team."
Y'all brought her Y'all brought her to Cleveland. that shit'll take
she
you
can
right
come
back
to the city, but
the
she gotta
L's.
stay at a hotel on the other side. Like, she can't be by
Man,
the
that's like
arena.
bringing
Lakewood. She
Dude,
gotta
that's
stay
like
in
dude,
Lakewood.
that's like bringing Helen back to Troy.
Yeah, think
Bad
about
things
it.
are gonna happen, doggy.
But
Bad
that
things
should
are
be.
gonna happen.
Think about what happened. Like my man's had a woman. She was bad. Then he got 82 million, and then he just felt like he had to go to a different type of woman.
Right.
And that brings us to the shit that the trick daddy
He's
shit. I
a-
saw you talk about that.
I did.
See,
I had
here's-
to.
here's
I
some-
had
here's-
to.
Oh.
Hey,
That's
we
but
could
that
get
should be
into that.
happening though.
We could get into that one.
You get a certain like
Ooh,
you
this
got a
been
certain level of
bubbling.
money.
This
And
been
I don't know the
bubbling,
dude, right?
B.
I'll just say this
That's
before
Trick Daddy shit.
before we exit off 95 to High LA and go to Trick Daddy Lane. Real quick, you will know if she really put the fangs in Tristan Thompson's neck for this reason and this reason only. Tristan Thompson, I have on good authority, had a preemptive vasectomy so he wouldn't knock no random Johns up. So if all of a sudden him and the Kardashian produce a spawn, that was how you would really know that she had him like get a surgical procedure so he could throw a kid up
Let me
in
tell
her.
you-
Or did he put some shit on ice? Did he?
Right,
you know
yeah,
what I
exactly.
mean?
exactly.
Did he-
But
Let me tell you
that's how you
something.
really
'Cause if
know,
I got
though.
that
That's how
kind
you
of
really
money,
know.
I
If she
might
has him,
just throw him in
because
the
we all
freezer.
know the Kardashians are good at getting men to have medical procedures they're not into. Hey,
I don't think
That hurts.
Kardashians need sperm.
That
to
hurt my
get pregnant.
balls. Like,
They could get pregnant without sperm. They just they think of a baby.
Right.
They think of a money
3D
bundle and they
printer,
like this
3D
shit.
printer.
This is gonna happen whether you like it or not. This is good for ratings. Like that shit is crazy. Get her away from the team.
they want a basketball player too, because one thing about the Kardashians that I can kind of analyze is that despite their notoriety, I think there's a lot of times they're often cash poor. Real talk. I think
James
they're
Harden didn't work out.
publicity rich, like you know what I mean, but like
Like how Trump is like that too.
yeah, exactly. Publicity
lifestyle.
rich, but cash poor, and their lifestyle is super crazy. So I think there are a lot of times where like,
Gotta get that guarantee.
yeah, they're check to
guaranteed
check. Now that
contract.
check might be in $1 million check.
Yeah,
but like
right.
I don't.
But they've spent fucking 800,000.
Yeah, I don't think they're
before
caked.
that.
I don't think they're caked like Jay-Z is per se. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
not
and,
all
you
of
know,
them. Not all of them
Not
individually.
all of them.
Nah,
They have
hell
a
no.
huge
Hell no.
family where like nobody really works. You know what I mean?
It's a
Like,
family fortune.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like they all just individually.
I mean,
are
and you
fucking
can see the way they
billionaires.
spend money, dude. I mean, like her and Kanye are a really good match fiscally. You know what I mean? Because like they both literally
Materialistic as fuck.
vaporize money. I mean, they probably go
Yeah.
through like hundreds of bands a day. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So that's why you
Hoodies
got to
with-
set her up to get robbed in
on
Paris.
hoodies with
You know
holes
what
in
I
mean?
know. That shit was crazy, man. I
I
didn't follow
kinda-
the story to the end. I seen the beginning of it, and I seen like she faked a robbery or something.
Do
like
we
that.
distrust them so much that we like, yo, they done came up with an Ocean's 11 robbery of themselves?
I don't
No, but-
I don't distrust them. I
wouldn't put it past
I acknowledge their abilities. That's all.
I heard the
It's
Kardashians.
not a
yo.
diss.
Yeah, it's not
it
a
takes
diss.
a lot to set that up, though. The average person couldn't set up a robbery. robbery in Paris.
I heard the Kardashians own like stock in fucking like TMZ and different parts of the media and all that shit.
I wouldn't doubt it at all. I mean, their dad was like a fucking. Their dad was either
high profile.
Yeah, her dad was either alternately like this super hapless cuckold, or he was like this like sinister arch operator in the Los Angeles underworld. Pick whichever one you want. You know what I mean? Right. But like he was like deeply enmeshed in the whole OJ situation. You know what I mean? Like they're a wild family. But we don't. But here's the thing: I don't really want to give them like another breath of my life essence at this point. Mm-hmm. So we can segue right down into Trick Daddy. Let's pull off 95 on Hialeah.
Trick love the kids.
You know what I mean? Love the kids.
I'm gonna tell. This is. I want to make my final point of what my because I discussed this on Facebook, as you said, and some people got hot about it, some people agreed, whatever. But my main thing was about
Facebook.
J. Cole's input on it. Like, I'm not necessarily saying like Trick Daddy was cool in what he said, but I'm saying it's not J. Cole to address that is a problem for me though, because that involves a level of hypocrisy. Like, he has 2 verses on the radio right now where it's like super degrading, vulgar shit. And I like him, though. I don't have a problem with the vulgar, degrading shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not going to be the one to jump up and say, hey, don't degrade our women, because I know damn well that before I pulled up, I probably was listening to some vulgar shit that degraded the fuck out of our women. You know what I mean?
I think with Trick was...
Now, it was a specific topic, though.
Yeah, let's say what Trick did. So Trick,
it went specific. Oh, go ahead.
So what Trick Daddy said that, what did he say? You black women gotta watch yourselves because these white women and Spanish women's
going to take your place or whatever.
They getting fined.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Barbecue and shit.
Yeah, and like...
It was some country shit to say.
Yeah, like for me, I'm like black women are minorities twice over. You know what I mean? Like, they are black and they're women. And like they really are at the bottom, because if black and native are at the bottom,
mm-hmm.
Black women are at the bottom.
Yeah, you don't have a subset of a minority more historically disempowered in American history
than black women.
True. Yeah,
so 100%. Like, for you to call them out like, oh, get on your dean, they've been on their dean.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, like we are who we are as a culture. We're very matriarchal in a lot of fashion. Like, I mean, given especially with the 80s, mm-hmm. I mean, the whole 9 or whatever, like. They've upheld the culture.
Mother of the. It's mother of the earth. A lot of people will say.
So my thing was like the way you called them out. It's like they've been called out enough.
I thought he was jokingly. It was it reminded me of like an Instagram video. Like, hey man, y'all better get on your shit, man. Wait till they start frying chicken.
It
was like joke.
Such.
It was joke. Like, if he was serious, like, yo, black women, hey, y'all better get on your shit, man.
Or I'm going to the other side.
I'm done with y'all. Signs like that.
He didn't.
I think he was,
which would be like unthinkable.
That's why I said if Chris Rock said that, it would be a funny joke. Because Chris Rock does say things like that, and it's funny because it's comedy.
They talk all the time about white women getting asses now and shit like that. It's like an ongoing joke.
I think with comedy though is that you have so much before and after and build up. Like you have a means to like build a joke. That like it was such a one-off.
Everybody's a comedian on Instagram. That's the thing.
Yeah,
everybody's a fucking comedian. He's not gonna invest in the craft, but he's gonna try to be funny.
Well, one of my favorite one-liners that I had on Facebook for trying to be a comedian was I was like it's so crazy how all these like random celebrities who aren't even comedians are able to curate so many funny memes on their Facebook page all the fucking time. Like you ever notice that like a generic celebrity, like someone who's not even associated with being particularly funny or not funny, like you'll just see like their Facebook page just all day long will just generate these thigh slapping memes. You know what I mean? It's just like I'm like yo, like Tom Selleck has some super fire memes lately.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what part of the game is that? Well, I mean, obviously they have someone working on their thing.
Like the old Jewish dude. What was his name that just went down? Red Band. The fat
Jewish or whatever. Yeah. Or another one was like George Takei. Like people were like, yo, asshole, like George Takei became super famous again after Star Trek and being Sulu and then being, an openly gay Japanese American actor. And then he rocketed back to the forefront by just like having like really funny little snippet videos and like fire memery, basically. And like
people communicate in memes.
In memes, 100%, dude.
Fire memery.
Bro, you can have a whole discussion with nothing but memes, yo.
Memes.
I know girls that'll respond back to me
Yo, Hubbs,
with just a meme.
Hubbs, I'm about to text you because you said that a fax machine with a New York hat on and Tim's.
don't even respond verbally.
It says fax, B.
Facts, no
All right,
printer.
but turning the picture into words takes a long time. That was close.
It's witty, like
But it is witty. But
memes are witty.
But my point was though is like it's so funny. Like all these people are out here. Like George Takei's just like on his laptop in a coffee shop, just cranking out these memes, as opposed to like he has like a bunch of funny 20-year-olds working for him. I mean, like
that has to fuck the game
in
up
the Ensign Sulu voice. Like this will have them in stitches.
Right. So, but see, he has people who does that. Trick Daddy just coming from himself.
Oh right, he's raw organic.
And
he's just a Miami dude. He's gonna say some things.
The fact that he threw the chicken in there let me know he was joking around. Like honestly,
yeah. No one's gonna resort to like
even that is like some stereotypical funny black shit.
Right.
He said cranking out these memes.
niggas stay over there and dying.
Yo, he probably got a sweatshop with fucking like meme making motherfuckers.
Motherfuckers submitting memes. You gotta submit a meme
like,
every time.
You got a digital sweatshop.
It is. I mean, dude,
digital...
that would be like the new record label, like trying to like audition for one of these famous. Like, yo, I put together a couple memes. I want to show you.
That's what the resume becomes. And shit.
The
resume is, yo, I made memes for Tom Selleck. Like, you need to fucking hire me.
You gotta send memes to your sisters for vetting. Like, yo, how this look?
How this look, fam?
Nah.
Does this meme sexist?
That's literally the future, though. That's
it
the
is.
future.
It is the future.
Yeah.
It is so funny though that like it's like it is so funny though that like we've evolved like. We have these communication devices that like warehouse like the entire repository of human knowledge and can like send messages over the globe in a second. Mm-hmm. And then like nowadays you're like, all right, but what's the new cutting edge way that people interact? You're like with really, really low quality photos with crude, poorly spelled jokes across
just plastered.
I mean, like 180
to...
GIF pixel fucking GeoCities type. Like,
the most generic font.
Shitty
the
pictures.
Font is fucking like
big
Nintendo.
White
Nintendo font, bro.
It's just funny that
shit got Sega. What was Sega Saturn? What was the shit back in the day?
Sega
Saturn,
fucking, yeah.
Y'all should have like a submit your meme section. You should make guests try and create an original meme, bring it on, put it up on the projector, and y'all either give it props or just savage it. You know what I mean? Like, what
that
were
would
you?
Be funny as shit.
Yeah, you know I mean, like your quality is poor. Like, you know what I mean? I don't get the joke. The grammar is terrible. Like, what are you doing here?
Hey, I made a meme. I made like 2 memes unifficially.
Hey, yo,
like,
son,
just got
you made
out.
a meme beat?
Yo, facts.
Facts. What kind?
Facts, no printer.
Tell me.
It was Furious Styles. It was what was the joint? I got to think back what it was, but I just randomly had it, and the shit just. People started using it, and I was mad about it. Though. I'm like, that was supposed to just be my meme.
Like well, what did it say though?
Why would
I'm
you
trying
know
to
what it
think
said? Only had 2 sentences. You remember
was,
lots of rhymes. You can't remember 2 sentences. You put them in the
fuck
block.
do y'all
You're
remember
impacting
all those raps?
Ask him. Well, no, actually, you don't even have to remember shit because you always off the top with it.
I mean, they're important to you. How do you remember your comedy routine? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, man. Like
repetition.
With comedy, I don't have to say the
lyrics.
same.
Oh, I know what it was. I know what it was.
Yeah.
I know what it was. It was Furious Styles, and it said niggas be like, and it was like, yeah, I hit at the bottom of it. Then it showed Trey Styles when he was getting his haircut in Boys in the Hood.
That was a good one. I
was
remember
good.
that.
People took that. People took it, and then it was.
That was a
rap.
dang
I didn't
meme,
get
bro.
credit for that shit. I should have fucking
meme,
like signed my
put
autograph at the bottom.
I made a meme that said drug dealers be like, and then it had like a whole like fucking like 100 keys from like a drug seizure, and it was like, I don't keep no work at my crib.
I keep it.
I'm smart, fam. I don't keep no work at my house. And it's just like it shows like a little house and like keys are just like falling out the fucking window.
That's the lawyer talking. You got a whole different.
It's like under the kids' fucking bunk bed.
Yeah, exactly. Like
it's on the top bunk.
yeah, then a search proof player.
Man.
Search proof.
That fucking Furious shit. Boys in the Hood is, I love that movie, man. That meme was special to me. I'm mad I didn't fucking sign that shit.
Get
man.
it out there. That's why we brought you on.
I'm sick, man.
We wanted to
I gotta
talk
make
about
another
this
one.
meme that they
Yeah, you
stole.
I gotta make another one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the dude that had the Jerry curl that was just shooting in the air and shit.
Sign your memes. The definition of the definition. That shit is dope.
Definition.
Well, all
the
the
best is
all
the
the
best
memes are
description.
always like these really horrible quality, poorly compressed photos, and then they have like some like blurpy looking stamp in like the bottom right corner. So yours could just be definition of the definition, like running
Just be
over
a
the
picture.
side of the
It'd be
picture.
a picture
Yeah.
of in the dictionary the
Yeah,
definition
of
of
the
like what is a definition? You know what I mean? Just take a picture of,
Shit is
of
happening.
definition in the dictionary.
That'd be a really good 12-inch
You
cover
hear the
too.
wheels churning
That
over
would
here?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's black
Coming
and
out
white,
with
which
Hubbs'
means you could totally
second
save on
meme.
printing costs.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Color.
I mean,
who
I
wants
think-
to fucking?
I think
pay
once you
for
put
color?
it out there, it's out there. So like, because I'll throw some memes out there or whatever.
I mean, I got my own heat.
You know what I mean? But like, once you put some shit out there, it's out there.
It
Like,
is.
So it's like, why put like the dopest or put all that extra in there, and like when you just kind of piggyback and keep it moving.
I like simple memes, man. I hate when it's too fancy.
Yeah, like-
it has
like-
to be
like,
simple.
The meme can't look like a redneck shirt at the Big Butler Fair.
Yeah, I went to that fair last summer,
God.
bro. That was the most interesting shit I've seen in a long time.
Really?
You can actually win shit that was like a Confederate flag shit, and it's like, yo, I won a prize, and it's like a kid running off
Which
with like
is-
a Confederate flag,
Which
dress.
is really bugged out
teddy
if you
bear,
consider
right.
the fact that like clan bear, but like you consider the fact that like all right, so the furthest north that the Civil War ever went on land was Gettysburg, which is like as far south as you can be in PA. It's like dead middle of the state, PA Maryland line. Like it's always like it's like hotter there even than it is here in the summer. It's like as far south as you can be in PA is pretty much like Gettysburg. I would think it's like right there. So then Pittsburgh is then at least 30, 40 miles north of Gettysburg, and then Butler happens in Butler County, which is like several counties north of Allegheny County. I mean, we're on our way to Erie, which is like bootleg Canada.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like even up there in places that were like unequivocally, undisputably, and very clearly northern states,
Yes.
do still love those
The
stars
Confederate
and
flag.
bars.
That's
They
crazy,
love those
right?
stars and bars. I mean, look,
It's
like
crazy. Yo.
I think the Confederate flag should honestly be outlawed the same way the fucking swastika is in Germany. I mean, that's just
I mean,
me.
it should. It should.
That's just me. I don't, you know what I mean? Like I understand that people,
But people don't think
whatever.
it's anti-American. Like people,
Well, see, you got
It is anti-American. They rose up against even take away the
They don't
racism
feel
and
that
the
way.
slavery.
It is
and
the
shit.
most
Yeah,
anti-American
yo,
that you
rose
can
up
see.
against the
Like,
American
there's no
government
other
and tried
level
to
of
leave.
anti-American. Even the British were less anti-American
Freaking-
because there was no America when they were
Yeah,
anti-American.
exactly. They tried to like
You
talk to people
destroy
who
our
fly that
country.
American flag.
Yeah,
Bro.
They think they fucking make the country go. Like
They
those-
tried to destroy America and almost did it.
Yeah, almost
They
did.
were the
100%.
closest people to ever
Yeah,
get to
yeah,
it.
if we
No
hadn't,
other
if,
nation
if we hadn't
or
smacked him,
people-
dude. When Robert E. Lee crossed the fucking Potomac and he went up through Maryland into Gettysburg and he came out of like the Blue Ridge or whatever, he had a document in a pouch that was the the South's terms of the North surrendering. And for the South to secede. And if he had smacked the Army of the Potomac at Gettysburg, that was the last army in his way, then at that point he could have wheeled and marched on Philly, could have marched on Pittsburgh, or they could have doubled back down, swung it down, and just marched on DC, torched the Capitol, and then at that point he's coming in to Abe Lincoln's desk with the letter, saying we would accept the North's conditional, its terms.
Yeah.
We would
Yeah,
accept
yeah.
the North's conditional surrender on the following grounds. You know what I mean? Probably permission of slavery, like we keep these states,
Yeah,
you keep
yeah,
those states,
yes.
diplomatic relations, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like
So the people that still hold that flag and honor that still, I mean, they want that basically. They want those
they
terms.
think that's
basically.
what America
they can
should
fucking
be.
go, dude.
That's what I'm saying, though. That's crazy.
They feel like they are the most American. They feel like America's not right. Like, yo, this is supposed to
Well,
be
yeah,
this way.
they're losing.
They want to make it great again.
They're
Yeah.
purists. They're like the dude that don't like new hip hop at all. Like, yo, say hip hop. Say fucking rap. The fuck is a little Uzi Vert? We was rapping around real Uzis. Like, that's how they be, yo. Them Confederates.
Nas took his tech off the dresser. There was a time.
I'm telling you, they had teddy bears with fucking like Confederate shit, bro.
So basically,
Butler
basically, all it is like the least covert symbol for white supremacy.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
I mean, that's all.
I mean, aside from they had like crazy mullets and like.
Of course.
Fucking like Wrangler jeans.
It's so funny how like white supremacists are, and like, look, I'm a white person, disclaimer, but it's funny how white supremacists are usually like the least supreme of white people. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, they said that about the Trump supporters.
Like y'all, you guys are always saying you're better than everybody. But like you're not
even
too
better
hot,
than
you know
like,
what I mean? Like you got springs popping out the mattress and shit. You know, like wheels are falling off the car.
And they think that's because America ain't right. They like, this ain't how it's supposed to be. If we had America how I wanted it to be, I'd have granite marble too.
Granite. Shit's granite marble, son. No, I mean, I think that with Trump and the Republican Party and stuff, you just increasingly see a group of embittered white people who are middle to lower middle class, and their outcomes are getting worse and worse every year because for all poor people and working class people in America and middle class get shittier every year. Mm-hmm. But then they're also seeing other people in America whose fortunes have actually improved over the last 50 years, like Black, Latino, and Asian people, right? Gay people, some of whom are black against all odds. You know what I mean? So it's like they're going down. They're seeing other people coming up. I mean, up is so relative though, because
the people that they used to would have hung from a fucking
exactly,
tree,
exactly,
making more money.
Making more money than them, living in the same suburbs as them. Yes. You know what I mean? And they can't.
Daughters are
and 100%. And they can't fucking stand it. They fucking hate it. So then they basically vote for a crypto fascist. Yes. I mean, and this is the direction that the Republicans
live vicariously through.
100%. They live through his macro and micro aggressions.
Well, see, here's the thing: is that like they hear like, oh, Black Lives Matter, like they hear equality, and they see their surroundings, and they're like, I ain't got shit, right? And like, there's nothing.
What does equal look like if I'm already here?
If I'm already here, like what do you mean equal? And like they don't understand. And honestly, like it kind of is like you got to kind of take away your pride, because there is a certain level of pride you got to take away when you say like we grew up in the same, this, that, and the other, but we're in the same place, and you've got two strikes. Like we both got a strike. We're poor. That's the first strike. We are on that. Right. But I'm also poor and black. Yeah.
Right,
it's just an extra and we both get the same 100%. Shit. But,
I mean,
and to admit that is to say that like, look at what I'm doing, and you're trying to tell me that I'm somehow better,
right?
Off because of my skin color, and like they have that like, and I get it. Because like as a poor, like I got more in common with a poor white dude than I do with a rich black dude.
100%.
You're right. That's why it's class. That's why America has a big element of classism that never gets discussed.
One of the biggest,
rich black dude will shit on you the same as a fucking racist white person, right? They will.
One of the biggest okey dokes. One of the biggest okey dokes that the 1% of America has perpetrated on the rest of society, and this is basically the Republican Party's blueprint strategy here. Mm-hmm. They destroy middle and working class and poor America by sending jobs overseas and approving policies that only benefit rich people. Yep. Yeah. And then they enlist poor people to do their bidding at the ballot box by pitting poor white people against poor black people. And this has been, this has been the ruling class's prerogative even since the slave days.
Divide and conquer.
Even since the slave days.
Shit.
That was like the whole like institution, the whole institution of the overseer system. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I read up on this. Like like overseers were not like gentry. Like the dude who owned the plantations, they were super fucking rich. You know what I mean? They had hundreds of slaves working the giant porticoed mansion. They lived lives of leisure that even rich people in the North couldn't understand, because literally they never had to do any work. They had thousands of people working for free for them all day, and then they'd sell their product. Right. So they were making paper. They were making like dope boy money. You know what I mean? So they just spend their lives like gambling and whoring and going to Paris and playing the piano or whatever.
It's and like Leonardo DiCaprio
exactly. And the dudes that actually held the slaves in line
Well, they
were the
poor, too.
overseers. They were super poor because think about how rough a dude you would have to be to engage in a job of that brutality all the time. You probably came up in very desperate circumstances,
Right.
and you yourself, for just a little bit better food, a little bit better house, and that scrap of authority, you're gonna go do that to other people.
Yeah, and your only claim to those things is
That you're white.
You're white.
So they knew that.
I
They
can
said,
tell you I'm
instead of keeping because honestly, when there were rebellions down south, like the big slave rebellions, even prior to Nat Turner, like I'm talking like 1700s, prior even maybe to the formation of the United States. It would have made sense, honestly, for all those, Scots-Irish people who were indentured servants and all those people to rise up too against the landowners, but they did not because the landowners very cleverly instituted that caste social system.
And that's what you see, like when even when they came over with the labor movement or whatever, like they gave, like the little managerial jobs to the Irish and the Italians just to give us a level of separation
100%
from the blacks.
Keep the trades white. Keep the trades white.
Like, and then it's not like they're giving them a landfall of money.
No.
It's just a title and like a 50-cent raise.
Exactly, a tiny
now
bump.
you're splitting it
status.
based on that line.
Well, it's like back,
and we're still fighting about that same fucking line.
Yeah,
It's
I
all
make
in the
50,
same
you make
space.
45, so I'm better than you, except now we both make 25 30 years later.
Right.
Yeah.
So who's really better than who?
Exactly.
Well, yeah, because you don't go from middle class to upper class quickly. There's such a divide. So
100%.
For the most part, everybody's battling
it's
to
cultural-
get to the
'cause it's-
middle class.
'cause it's
You know?
cultural.
I mean, look,
We're just trying to get to
trying to
middle
middle class ball.
Oh, 100%. And and social mobility for the majority of Americans, irregardless of your race, is a myth.
Yeah.
Most people honestly perform pretty well within what their parents did. It is actually very rare for
what you
people
know. That's
to
how you
escape.
ate for
to
18
escape.
years.
To escape that orbit. Even doing all the things they're supposed to do, going to school, working hard, keeping your nose clean, saving your money, doing this and that, whatever. Most of the time,
that's because the way it is it's set up with the dwindling middle class. Like it takes somebody exceptional to rise above that
100%.
and move forward. You know what I mean?
definitely.
Like, so you'll see
You
these
have to
jewels,
believe, like,
and that's what
beyond
they
your
keep
reality.
hanging our American dream on. Are those few that make it and do that, and they're like, see, it still lives.
Yeah, definitely.
And they're selling them those dreams. So when you look at the Republican Party, when you look at the Republican Party, they're selling them that dreams like, hey, you don't look at me. I got to give up half my shit. Are you kidding me? Remember, like when you get big, are you gonna want to give up half your shit? And
Right.
they're like, nah, B, because I'm gonna get rich someday.
Well, that's
Because
and that's the
right?
same and that's
so
the
they
same
vote
thing.
against
That's
their own
true, that's
interests
true,
because
that's
they
true.
think they're gonna be that at some
true.
point.
I forget
Because
who
they've been sold that dream like hook, line, and sinker. man.
100%. I forget who it was. It might have been H.L. Mechanin, but I might be misquoting or misattributing. He said the reason that socialism, social democracy, economic equality will never catch on in America is because there are no poor people in America. There are just temporarily embarrassed millionaires that haven't corrected their circumstances yet.
Perfect.
And that's everyone that votes for Donald Trump. I
Yeah.
mean, he's like the cartoon character of
what up?
boorish billionaire dickhead, and all those dudes voting for him are like living vicariously through him. They're like the same way I would watch like Johnny Knoxville do crazy shit in Jackass when I was a teenager. You know what I mean? Like these dudes live through Trump in that way. Like he projects their manhood in the sense that they're like, I could be this too.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
really
If
it's
I
really
had
more
the-
like an
if I had the
infomercial.
money and I ain't have to worry about nothing.
Yeah.
I'd tell
Nah,
you how I
but
really
Wait till
feel.
this check come through. Yeah, I mean,
Right,
after
or
you
wait till
see
my
two things together.
business gets off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I'ma
gonna
tell
be
you
on
how I
that.
really
Give me
feel.
2 years. I'm gonna be on.
Yeah,
that.
so I don't
Like,
want to get the tax rates up because I'm gonna be a millionaire in a couple of years
Exactly.
myself. And
I
the
squirreled
only
away
thing that's
some
gonna stop
things.
me from being a millionaire is these blacks and these immigrants. You know what I mean?
really,
Like
fucking-
that's it. Like that's who's gonna stop you. Like you're gonna
Exactly.
be on your way to deposit the check, and then
Fucking Rashida from Brooklyn.
exactly. Just gonna take somehow
She
take.
stumbles into an interview.
Jamal.
Like, come on,
Yeah,
fam.
you
Goddamn
lose your
Jamal.
business. You lose your business. Yeah, it's so crazy to me, man. And the other thing is, I think that you said it. You were like, in terms of like interracial relationships and like commonality. Poor white people and poor black people have so much more in common than they do with more prosperous people of their same race.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I mean, and this is borne out, especially I think in interracial relationships, because honestly, there's been a paradigm shift in the 1% of white America.
in that in the last, especially 10 years, 15 years, your typical person, particularly in the city, who has money is not a Republican anymore. They're a Democrat. They're very liberal, at least socially. They voted for Obama. They're going to vote for Hillary Clinton. They probably even voted for Bernie Sanders. You know what I mean? Very socially liberal in that sense. So like solid blue Democrat. I can't deal with my mom, my dad. They're Republicans. You know what I mean?
Right.
But the white people who are the most likely to marry, have a child with, have a serious relationship, cohabitate with a black person, male or female, would be white people from a lower socioeconomic class who outwardly would appear to be the most racist. You know what I mean? Like the ones like the same people, like
New Ken.
Exactly. And you see that in Pittsburgh. Like the people that most often have interracial relationships, I would think, are middle class, lower middle class, and poor white people, because they live in the same. They have proximity to black people. They go to school with them. They live next to them. Even if people in their family are casually racist, they still are. That's your neighborhood, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You live in Hazelwood. That's your neighborhood. What are you going to do about it? Penn Hills. Yeah, Penn Hills
is like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in that.
Whereas white people with money, they would be like, I am totally okay with that. That is amazing. Like that is such a great thing.
Don't come across anyone.
But it just doesn't happen. It never happens. You still just end up marrying another rich person with the same kind of college degree as you, from the same, because people. That's because you get acculturated in your social circles. I mean, look, like I went to.
That's like the rich black woman too. They say like she can't always find like the black dude that also has the money, so then she'll just marry like a white dude,
right?
Because it's the same
Do
socioeconomic.
y'all watch Atlanta?
I haven't watched any. I haven't watched it.
Exactly.
I can't week to week.
It is the best show.
I can't wait to
we should
be all binging.
We should do another. We should reconvene in a couple months and do another episode where everyone
After
just
we watch
watches that shit and we all just discuss
Once
it.
we catch up,
it is.
we'll send out a Atlanta symbol.
I'm not going to send a spoiler alert, but I think you can already tell what one of the funniest characters is in that whole season.
I mean,
I've seen like a glimpse, and I turned it because I'm not committed to watching it every week right now.
It's
Like,
great.
I gotta wait till I can
it's
just
great.
do
I'll put it
weekend.
like this. I think that you guys, especially as black comics, would appreciate this. It is the only show right now with an all black writing room. That's 100%. There's not
Not
one.
even a Carmichael show.
They said. I mean, I read an article and they said it's the only big show, like big budget show that's on right now where it's 100% all the creativity, all the creative class behind it. All black writing room. It's like Childish Gambino and his little brother are like the main dudes, and then they have like 4 or 5 other dudes with them. You know what I mean? That Childish Gambino is the star, and his little brother.
Childish Gambino is one of those like once in a generation talents, man. Like
Lando Calrissian, man. He's
he is
Paul
a special
Robeson.
talent,
Paul Robeson,
man.
dude. He's like Paul Robeson. He could do it all. He could sing. He could dance. He could act. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's one of those dudes that just whatever. And somebody was telling me like, or somebody had put it in one of the I don't know, mixtape or something. Was saying how like. Like Justin Bieber is one of those motherfuckers that like whatever he does, he's just kind of talented at. Like you could hate him,
right?
I don't like Bieber as an example though.
But I mean,
I'll say Leo DiCaprio because when I seen him pop lock in Great Gatsby, I was like, oh shit.
That wasn't the Great Gatsby. It was the Wolf of Wall Street. Great Gatsby would have been hard as nails
if he pop locked in the
Great Gatsby 2, Electric Boogaloo.
He had the Great Gatsby suit on and shit. And he just started fucking pop locking. I was like, God damn.
With the zoot suit,
yo, he was killing it though. I feel you on that.
I love that movie.
Some people are blessed like that, dude.
Yeah, there's some people
they got a good spirit about them. They're good people.
Yeah, they're just good at whatever they do.
Good to look at. They kind of fit all the societal norms of whatever like status they want to get to. Like, oh, this person looks like this. They got this. Like, it's dope.
He kills it, man. He kills it. He I just watched. We all gotta watch. We all gotta watch the show.
I gotta look into Carmichael show. It seems he might have. I don't know. He might.
I mean, look, I'm not saying. I mean, dude, it was probably a hyperbolic entertainment piece, but I just appreciated it in the sense that, at least in my opinion, I'm not black, but it was the It was like one of the most nuanced portrayals of like black culture, and I was like, wow, they really did a good job. And then like I was reading up on the show because it really interested me and I liked it, and it was like, yeah, no shit, they did a good job because they didn't have any like outside Hollywood voices trying to steer shit.
It was on the same record. Everybody could be themselves.
It's like a living color all over again.
They let it and they just let it spin and develop. My best analogy for the show is it reminds me of like it's almost like the Black Seinfeld. To a certain extent. Yeah, because like there's a loosely episodic plot, but it really isn't like that. Like it is like the anti-Empire. Although it features a rapper and his cousin.
Empire is so bad.
It's so terrible.
Empire
So it's like a rapper. It's like a rapper and his cousin trying to like make it in the music industry, but it really is just
Seinfeld.
It's a series of like quotidian, super normal, weird, awkward, funny interactions. Like that's the sum of the show. Like it is not like
Insecure.
Yeah.
Have you seen Insecure?
Yeah, it has. It's a lot like Insecure, except the one thing is like the surreality of it. I
see what you're saying.
It's very surreal. Like it's actually like directed by like a Japanese. But there's all these very strange incidents.
Yeah, I think I think its goal is to create awkwardness. Where I guess Atlanta, for what I'm hearing, is. You're saying it creates a real atmosphere just by how they write it and shit like that. But
it's real
situations.
It's real in the sense like Seinfeld is like it's very surreal, but the way people act is real because not every time. Like, look, like when we sit down and we have a conversation, like not everything I say to you is me standing up and delivering to you in a voice like this, and then you cry and then you're mad and we hug. Like a lot of chilling is just like a bunch of dudes like this. They might say like 2 words in 15 minutes to each other. Someone scratching their balls. Like it's like the everyday bullshit tyrannies of life.
It's the Seinfeld.
It's Seinfeld.
That's what he said.
But the themes of life though become highlighted like through the
through
show.
that. Through it.
Well, it's good storytelling,
right?
100%,
and great acting.
If you can
great acting, great acting too. Great acting.
Yeah.
Incredible acting.
Like if you read the CVs of all the people that are starring in it, man, like
my binge
dudes
promise,
are,
man.
Yeah.
Fuck. Now you gonna make me week to week it, and I just can't week to week it no more.
I'm not gonna week it. Can we stop talking about this? Because I'm not gonna.
Tuesday and shit. Like I got stuff to do.
My bad.
Tuesday, like you know what I mean? Like I hate that.
I can't even get into that.
I'm all into Walking Dead, and I'm like, damn, I gotta wait till next Sunday and shit. Like, man.
So
be thinking about it all week.
We're gonna pivot. Before we pivot, I just want to give a shout out to Brian, man. He brought in this motherfucking 4 and 20 Imperial Black IPA.
That thing looks like a sake bottle.
It's out of Portland.
Sake, yo. They love giving
Oregon or Maine?
Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
9.5 culmination brewing, man. This shit is delicious.
That's all I need for a night, honestly.
Like,
when you give me just a bottle like that,
yeah,
I don't need to sit and drink
Sauce.
like five beers and shit. Just give me, what are these called? What's the technical name in craft slang? Bomber.
Is it bomber?
Bomber. Right.
Yeah, probably.
Just give me a
like
bomber, and I'm good for the night.
Yeah, no, this is
It's like the new age 40. It's like the sophisticated 40.
It is. I always I always cultivated like a New York hip hop aesthetics. Like when I was in high school, I would always get like the 20 ounces of like either get like the Deuce and the Heineken, or I'd even get like the Guinness because you could hear like Raekwon rapping about like, drink the Guinness stout. So, exactly. So I'd always be like struggling through this fucking like gnarly black beer, trying to act like maybe that's why I don't drink. Right? Maybe that's why I don't drink.
That's like when dudes go to New York, like, yo, I heard fucking Marcy in a verse, man. Let's go to Marcy. Then you end up in the fucking like the most dangerous fucking. You end up in the most dangerous situation possible.
The hood shit that he got into in Marcy. Why the fuck would you want to go to Marcy?
Like, let's go to Bedford Stuyvesant.
It's interesting. I can't denigrate it because I have a tendency to do that when I go to a city.
Just to sit. Well, I mean, on some museum shit though.
Neighborhood.
On some museum shit though. Like you just want to kind of see what dudes was talking about. But
I just like seeing how
you're
like
not gonna like set up a crib.
Not at all. I like seeing how like different cities are like laid out.
and
know?
hang out like on the block. Like that's what motherfuckers don't understand.
No, that's very
like,
weird.
People,
That's very
weird,
weird.
like you can
Very
go to
weird.
hoods.
You'll get robbed,
and
though, like, real
yeah,
shit.
you can go to hoods and parlay, but don't be extra and don't be out there.
Funny story.
Unless
I got a
unless
funny-
you know someone there, unless you have somebody that you can see and interact with.
Yeah.
Yo,
But
the
if you're just
zoo
passing
video,
through,
bro?
quit diddy bopping.
The zoo video, remember me and Jit shot the zoo video? We
Yeah.
shot that in the South Bronx, all right?
Was
Which
that
is,
the
which
South
is like
Bronx?
one of the most dangerous, areas in the country, like historically.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Jacob, shout out my man Jacob, used to shoot my videos. Wild Hooligan.
Wow, holy
He's still,
again.
you know what I mean? That's still my G.
He's that
He's
first
walking
shot-
around with fucking like $2,000 fucking video equipment and shit. Like it's just comfortable. And then apparently, like after we got done, the dudes was like following him and shit, asking him questions like, "Yo, you know what I mean? Where you going?
Where you
What's
going?
up?
How much that
What's
shit
good,
worth,
B?"
B? How much that shit worth,
Them
son?
dudes ran like a 4-3 to the whip. They said with fucking video, with fucking video shit.
Yeah, we just saw him down at Levity, and
my dude.
he shot that iconic drinking partners. You know what I mean?
Who, Jacob did?
Yeah, Jacob did that,
That's
man,
my
with
dude,
me and
man.
Ed there. You know,
Me and
like-
Jacob, there's so many
Yo,
funny
yeah,
stories with
he's-
Jacob.
he's a cool
man.
ass dude,
He came to
man.
fucking New York with me one time when we did the serious shit.
was
With
tight.
Cool Keith, the
That was
Cool
tight.
Keith one. So we were
Cool
late. We were
Keith.
running late, of course, because
Shout out to
I'm
Cool
involved.
Keith.
So of course
Right.
we were running late. So
Day late and a dubbered short.
fucking I had to get out and like we had to rush. I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna get out and go in. You got to park my car in New York City in the middle of fucking Manhattan, like. You know what I mean? He
Might
never
as well
even
just tell him
drove
to
in
drive
Manhattan.
around a circle.
He was so scared. He was so paranoid. Yo. He was fucking nervous as shit trying to drive my shit. He successfully did it. Though. Shout out to Jacob, man. That's my
Yeah, I
dude.
hear you. You don't want to be slacking in a hood where you don't know anybody. It's not a good look. It definitely isn't.
Certain spots you
Don't
can
be
go.
extra,
Like Brooklyn
man.
is
Keep it
Brooklyn's
moving.
different though. Like you can just go around Brooklyn. There's
Well,
certain
like-
parts
like-
like,
like
Harlem
there's-
back in the day. You couldn't just walk on like 140th
Right.
back in the day in Harlem.
There's-
you
well-
can now though.
Well, there's like
Yeah.
there's like here's the
Can't
deal
now,
is
though.
like there are some bad neighborhoods that are like integrated well into whatever city you're in, and those ones you can go to because a lot of people pass through them every day. And then
Right.
there's like the bad neighborhoods that are like
Like, don't nobody go to that
isolated.
shit.
They're
Yeah,
in the
no,
city, but
yeah.
they're isolated because of some
exactly.
geographical
You here to
feature,
be here. You're
freeways.
not passing through this block.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
coming over here for something. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
So that was like in San Fran. I was rolling with shout out to BZE, BZ Bad Rock,
BZ.
but BZE, he's Cuban and he has like a lot of he's a Cuban Jew and he has like a lot of Mexican family. You could have him on. He
There's a
can
lot
explain how
going
that
on
works.
there.
But like, so I was out in San Francisco with my wife, and we went to the Mission, which is like the old Mexican neighbor in San Francisco. And now it's like gentrifying very rapidly, but it still has pockets that are like your traditional like California barrio.
Right.
And like his fam is deep in the Mission. Like they own restaurants. They have this like super great spot or whatever. So he took us through the Mission, like with like a bunch of Mexican dudes like from the Mission, and then we went to like Sunnydale. He kind of took us on like the tour of like fucked up parts of San Fran. The one part I wanted to go to was Hunters Point, where Rappin' Forte is from.
Right.
And I was
the
like,
Players
take
Club.
us to the point, dude. Take us to the point. They're
Take
like,
us to
nope.
the Players
No, they're like,
Club.
nope. They're like, nope, we're not doing that. And I was like, why? I was like, I was like, why? I was like, whatever. You know what I mean? We can go. And he's like, nah, you don't understand, dude. It's all like naval housing projects, like built above like an abandoned shipyard. Like no one just goes there. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's like next to downtown, like the Fillmore is. Like the Fillmore is like right in downtown. Like lots of people come and go all the time. That's why boys would pimp down there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, like that's the spot where it's like going like East Hills. You know what I mean? Like no one's
You're not just
going
gonna
there.
go
You're
to
not
East
driving
Hills.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
nothing up there.
Yeah, like why?
And
You're
if
just
you're a
gonna hang
different
out?
car, and if you're a different car going through East Hills, they're gonna know you're a
everybody's
different
gonna
car.
know, like,
Oh,
who
yeah.
the fuck
Oh,
is-
dude,
yeah.
I was in high school when I
You went to high school with East Hills.
Oh, of
dudes, right?
course I
'Cause all
did.
the dice. The dice.
Yeah, I've
Out
had
the
to, I had
dice.
to drive through East Hills, and I saw all the.
My
eyes
kids
on
go
me.
to
you
school.
was-
My
who
kids
wasn't
go to school in East Hills
Driving
at
through these. Who he
Monica.
was over there to see? Nigga. That's what they be thinking. Like, who he fucking? over
Yeah,
here?
yeah, man.
Sit over here. See, you either getting some money or you fucking somebody.
That's it.
Either way, we need to know what's
yeah,
happening.
either way, we
Something
need to know what's happening and then ambush you.
Yeah.
We want in.
East
Hold
Hills
on.
is wild.
So
it looks
wild.
so nice over there, though. Now,
It
if
does.
you go over there now,
It
it looks
does.
fucking beautiful.
It does.
Yeah.
But it's not beautiful, though.
So,
Like,
Shout out to Chance. Shout out to Jeff Dalt.
it's not. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not.
Leave.
Venus
Yo,
flat
Huddy-
trap.
Not sweet, basically. is what I
Huddy
meant.
Huddy has a
Venus
lot of
flat
fam
trap
up
don't
East
get-
Hills. He
Oh,
has a lot of East
yeah,
Hills
yeah.
connections.
Yo, Huddy has family in every fucking zip code in Pittsburgh.
So does every dude from
Go to
Pittsburgh
Milv-
have HU in his name?
Oh yeah, he is HU Part 2. That's his new nickname.
Fucking
actually.
rappers
HU
always,
Junior.
always on the
He would
ball
hate
with
to be named that though. Huddy would not like that. My dude, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yo, me and Huddy go super back.
Yeah.
90s, man. 90s
I
shit.
feel like we need to just have a Huddy segment, like you said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should bring him
yeah.
on. He's funny as hell too, dude.
He-
Like,
he-
he's
he-
an
he is.
animated dude. Like he's
Huddle
low
time.
key one of the wildest. Like
He'll
he's
do anything, man.
Yeah.
No, we can
Huddy
have a
does that.
segment called Huddle Up, and he comes in and he just fucking tells the Pittsburgh.
Well,
Huddy.
here's another dimension to it, right? Because there's levels. He's a pat bus driver,
Yes, he is.
Oh,
so
he
like
sees it all.
he sees it.
Oh, you get
and he's from
all
like,
of
and
the-
he's from like, he'd be like a great character in a Pittsburgh-based show
see everything
because he's like
on
a
the
pat bus driver
You're
from
fucked
a
up now.
family of pat bus
Yes.
drivers. His
Wow.
He
pops,
probably don't even
senior,
follow the route. They probably just say, yo, you have to drive from like
Yeah.
East Hills to fucking
Yeah,
the north side.
drop us off.
He'll know every fucking street. He'll know the appropriate fucking
He
stops.
knows every dude. When he was laid off from the Port Authority temporarily,
I remember
he was
that.
a cab driver.
Yeah,
Is he,
did
is
do
he,
that.
is he one of, is he one of the cool
No
motherfuckers?
GPS. No
or is he one of the
GPS, man.
motherfuckers that'll like keep it moving while you running next to it? Like,
He's
look,
cool,
B, you
man.
see me.
Huddy's cool.
Some of the
Huddy,
cool
no.
ones
Huddy
probably
does
do
that.
that.
Huddy
You
does.
see
Hey,
me.
What?
shout out to Huddy. Huddy does that shit. He told me. He said when I'm in a bad
Come
mood.
on, Huddy. Now, well, we got to have
He
him
said
on
it
just
depends
so
on
I
the
can.
mood because people
I
be
feel you.
assholes. Because
Yeah,
here's
That's
the
like
thing.
the overseer shit, though. That's your opportunity
Nah,
to
you
shit
can't
on
do that.
somebody.
Don't do that.
That's
Nah,
his
Huddy.
opportunity.
Don't do that to Huddy.
Here's
No,
why.
I'm not
Here's why it's
saying
cool.
no shit.
man.
Everybody got it in them,
Bro,
It's
here's
an
why it's
opportunity
cool.
to shit on somebody. Like, oh, you having a bad day? I'm having a real fucking bad day.
Nah, here's why.
You gotta
though.
wait another
You can't-
15 for that next
He'll
71
do that.
to come through.
He'll do that. He'll wait for people and all that. People will
Yeah.
run and he'll
Yeah.
wait. Like, all right, wait. And them same motherfuckers will get on the bus and be like, yo, I only got like a nickel on me. I need to get to the north side.
Yeah.
That
I'm
shit'll
sure,
fuck
I'm
your
sure
day
there's
up,
a
though.
give and take.
He's cynical.
Yeah.
He's cynical, man. He's
Yeah,
been in
if
the
you work it-
trenches.
That's what I'm
He's been in
saying.
the trenches.
It's not
But
even
you're
negative.
working with
for a
real
long
It's
people.
just like, yo, you know, realistically, like you're.
Yeah.
It'll
in the
average out
trenches.
to where like you're not really fucking people.
He's
over.
working
Like,
with
you're,
real
You're nice
people.
to
I don't
some.
know,
You're
man.
nice. Because you're nice to some
I've been in a
very
couple
fucking
situations like B.
asshole-ass
I'm
people.
trying to get
Yeah,
to
man,
work,
it
and you got
bounces
me. I had,
But all they do is pick up people who trying to get to work, fam. Like
Right.
that's nothing new to
They
him.
also
Although-
work.
although-
okay,
although-
okay,
although some of-
okay.
some
I'm trying to get to
work-
work and I actually got money.
Like,
let
yeah,
me, let
I'm
me
try-
differentiate.
I'm trying to go to work, and my
I
work.
go off-
I'm trying to go to work, and my work isn't copping heroin.
Yeah.
He's like,
I
I'm
mean,
trying to go to work,
like-
man.
Right.
I
Yeah, I got
don't
an
know
actual
what
9
you're
to
trying
5.
to do, but everybody got a fucking story. That's probably like when you work jobs like that. That's where you
Right.
get to a
I
point
guess,
where
yeah.
everybody got a fucking story.
Right.
Though.
Yeah.
All
100%.
day,
Hey, you know
I'm
what's
dealing
funny,
with people
bro?
who
I
trying
gotta-
to get to work, and I'm dealing with motherfuckers trying to hustle
hold on,
me.
hold on, hold on,
You know
hold on,
what I'm
hold on,
saying?
hold on,
Like,
hold
you
on, hold
probably
on.
get tired of that.
You
shit.
not the highest paid bus driver in all of the land, though.
That's
Like,
what make you even
Pittsburgh
more
bus drivers
judgmental.
make a pretty penny.
Yeah,
And
they do. They do.
we took a hit on routes and like cuts and that bullshit ass North Shore connector.
They used to have that gold bus in Monroe.
Yeah, I mean, and there was a lot
Gold
of
bus.
yeah, like the
Tired,
gold, but they
man.
shut all those auxiliary
Hold on,
routes
my
and all that.
train.
They shut all that shit down.
Hey, Ed, my cousin is a bus driver in Cleveland. Shout out my cousin Rodney.
Yo, we got
and
the-
he
we
knows
got
the
one of
dude
the
who
best
uppercutted
uppercuts
the
ever.
He
Yeah.
knows it. He knows
One of
that
the
dude.
illest-
Going to jail now.
He
One
told
of
me
the
that nigga
illest
lost his pension.
uppercuts ever.
He lost his pension over that, bro. He
Well,
told me that.
yeah.
I mean,
he uppercut a
the
woman.
girl spit on him though. She
Yeah,
assaulted
but-
him.
You know
Yeah.
what, man?
You're on the
but-
job though.
You,
She
That
took
was
that
the most
uppercut a
iconic.
woman.
She took that uppercut though, bro.
That was the most iconic. That went up above Tyson because the sound of that shit.
She took and he threw her off the bus
Like a
too. you know?
gunshot.
He uppercutted and he just
Yeah.
fucking-
Well, here's the
She
thing.
went
She ate
ham
it,
on
she
her.
ate it like Ronda
Spit on her,
Rousey
bro.
against
Then she
Holly
smacked
Holm.
him.
Yeah, like
Smacked him in the
smack
back
it.
of the
Yeah,
head,
like
though.
come on, like, what are you?
He said,
What
"You
you
going to
doing,
jail now?"
Here's the thing,
He
though.
gave her that fucking glass Joe's.
Yeah, that shit was.
We can't
You got the
fucking laugh
SARS
at
and
that.
shit.
We're losing all the women that used to listen to us are gone now because you laughed at
my
that.
God. You're gonna get another fucking review from that one shit.
That's
What's her name?
Jackie Jizz.
Jackie.
Jackie Jizz is gonna
AKA
be pissed.
Becky
Fuck you,
Jizz.
Jackie Jizz.
Yo,
Fucking asshole.
that was so many decades of
listen.
frustration that man had in that fucking uppercut, dog.
Right.
Like he probably gets shit on daily, fam. Like
Right.
people will try to people who don't have money be trying to shit on people, and I've seen it, and I'll be like, why do you even feel like you are in a position to do? Just nigga, just be.
Right.
Or get on the bus and try to be extra and not pay the fare. Like, come on, fam.
one
you
of
gotta
the,
create
can't
a
argue. You
situation.
can't argue your way into some free shit. Like,
yeah.
you
I
have
mean,
to
one of
be, like,
one of the
grateful at
happiest
minimum,
moments
like.
of my
Yeah.
life was after I got out of law school and I didn't have to like ride the, like once I like actually made enough money where I never had to ride the bus again. Like that was like a huge step in my life because I was on the Pat bus,
But see,
heavy man.
But
It's
for-
real in the field
for,
down
for
there.
me, I actually
used to ride
enjoyed
Pat
the
bus sucks,
Pat bus, and I hate the fact that I don't even have the option because in Pittsburgh it's so limited.
Oh yeah,
You
definitely.
know what I mean? Like that it's not even it's not a real option. Like I love New York for the fact that I can get on the metro and go wherever the fuck I want.
Well, it's not the bus
night.
system. It's
You know
like
what I
it's
mean?
like it's
there's
like
a
we
metro system.
we
There's no
overinvested.
metro system in Pittsburgh.
We overinvested
has a
in a
bus system.
bullshit bus system.
other than Uber.
And then we eschewed getting a fucking train system like a real adult grown-up city would have.
Yeah.
You know why though? Because the city
niggas want
doesn't
to ride
consist of
bikes.
those outskirt areas though. Like
Right.
the metropolitan part of Pittsburgh is the only place that they call like the city of Pittsburgh though.
Right,
It's
but
not
it's
like
Allegheny
other cities
County.
where
Yeah.
like other cities where you might drive like 45 minutes out and it's still like considered
But
the
if
city.
you, if
they're not gonna
with
run
the
that
with
shit
the
out.
renaissance that's going on now, if you had a metro system,
Yeah,
like
if you had a
because
functioning train
we've conquered like these rivers, right? You know what I mean? So with that North Shore connector or whatever, that was wasted money.
It was completely redundant. They
it was
spent
wasted
$500
money.
million so a bunch of
To go
fucking
under-
suburbanites could they didn't have to walk an extra 800 feet to go to the fucking casino
Yeah.
or Heinz Field.
Yeah,
It was such bullshit.
You put money. I understand why they did it. They were just trying to get this little, bullshit because they had to put it in something, and they were like, "Fuck it, this is your
Build it out to the east
consolation."
side.
Like,
Put it in the hill.
Well, they
Put
didn't
it
want
in the hill.
They didn't want to bring it out to the hill just because it was so much more expensive to get
Right.
through all that, as opposed to like
Right.
let's just because even with the
Except
purported cost,
they said
it doubled in that because it started
Right.
out at like 25, like
Oh, no.
250 or whatever,
Yeah,
and then it ballooned to like
it
a half a
it became
billion.
$500 million to
Yeah.
build the subway, the same amount of space. Like you could fungo a baseball, like less room than it took to get the subway from downtown to the North Shore.
But if you had a bus system taking cars off the road, you know what I
Right.
mean? So you have because we don't have the largest streets. You're taking cars off the road, and if you have a bus system that goes all around to Monroeville, to New Kensington on a regular basis that runs all night, then that's business. And now you have like a
100%.
thread.
You're keeping
like San
businesses
Francisco
open.
is wide as fuck.
I've
Like
never been
it's
out there. I need to
wide
get out there.
as fuck,
Just
cuz
Cali
like
in general.
LA is wide as fuck,
Right.
Because they have a system, a metro system that goes
Yes.
all
Right,
the
even
way
Philly,
the fuck
dude.
out
I lived-
there.
I lived
You
in- I
don't
lived in-
have to drive.
yeah,
Even
Philly.
with that and the driving on top of that,
Yeah.
like it's wide as fuck, and they,
They
have
don't
the metro
cater to the
underneath.
suburbs out here.
Yeah, like I mean, and that's what
Well,
I'm saying. Like
the-
you can't really pop if you die a half hour outside of the city. You know
right.
what
I mean,
Like,
and that's but a lot of it comes down to though again like working class and middle class suburban
It's
white
always
people's
come down
racial
to that.
resentments because the deal was that after Steele left and the city plummeted and then everyone white flight and everyone went out to the suburbs and then they weren't. We used to have train stations in the city and a surface rail system, like a tram system. They got rid of all that. And then now, to pass that, you would need Allegheny County wide funding. And the county is mostly white people out in the suburbs, and anything that involves them paying a penny into the city, they're like, fuck that. The only shit they approve in the city that they like is the stadiums. Because they come in from the
Yeah.
suburbs on the fucking and our only train line in the city only goes out to the southern suburbs, which are like the whitest
that
suburbs.
bullshit?
I've never been on a
I
fucking train.
fucking
in
don't
Pittsburgh.
Right,
understand
because
that,
why?
bro.
Never.
Because why would you
It
want to
goes
go to
to one
Yo,
place.
like
when I
yo?
was-
How does East Liberty
It just
not have a
goes
train
and back.
stop,
It's
pisses
it.
me
but
off,
fucking
though.
library does?
Never
Yeah.
been
What's the
on a fucking
demand of
train
people in
out
libraries?
Just goes
I
there
didn't
and
even
back.
know I
Yeah.
had a fucking subway.
Nothing.
In Cleveland,
Right.
we
I've
got
got
the Rita,
lost
bro.
on
Library.
that
Hey,
bitch.
by the way,
We got
bro.
the Rita,
hey,
bro.
Dos, by
Right.
the way, the library tea is the reason why I have a 16-year-old son right now.
Really?
Yes.
Damn,
my
damn.
my son's mom went to South Park
Okay.
High School. So
Oh, see, I thought
I
it was
was
going
good.
to go into some like, yeah, I mean, on the train.
Not
Nah.
at 16.
Oh, no.
He wasn't going to hear the story.
Nah,
He
I
was
don't mean like
16.
that.
Saying 16 years ago,
the transit.
the transit. He utilized the transit
to get out there.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yo,
That's why
Facilitate
driving
the
is so
situation.
important when you're
Bro, I
younger
would
because you
skip
could get to
school.
different high schools.
Right.
That's
I
why
would
getting
different
that
house.
that one
Yeah.
dude with the license, he was vital to the hood. He could get you across town.
And
to
New York
Kennedy.
dudes never even had to do that. They would just dress up in their fly shit and get on the train
just
and ride
dress
to
like the
another
borough.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dress up in your fly shit, put all your horsies on, your big horsies, boom, because you've been hat polo. Then you get on the train, put your butters on, you get on the iron horse and you ride it to another borough, jump off, and then
And
there's
live.
a whole new situation
And you
out
live.
there.
Yeah, we only
If
went
you can
downtown.
avoid getting stomped the fuck out on
Yeah.
some warrior shit, but
Yeah.
whatever. That's
just be cool.
Drawbacks.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just
we
be
definitely got a
cool.
train in Cleveland. I mean, I only used to take it downtown, but now
Yeah,
that I think
I
of,
do
now
got
that
a
I
train.
compare it to Cleveland's bus, y'all shit is trash.
Yeah,
It's
trash.
trash.
How
Fuck,
does
man.
the train only go to South
I
Trash.
miss being able to
That
just wake
shit's
up in the morning, go out to the corner, read a comic book, and then be at work.
right.
That was what I did.
Right.
Like, yeah,
And the
because the
train-
bus.
I would probably take the fucking transit if they had a train that came to the east suburb.
Yeah.
100%.
You would
and it
utilize it.
should.
I wouldn't
I
take the
hate
fucking
driving,
77B. I know that. 'Cause I don't want to take a 50-minute bus ride all the way downtown.
Yeah, shout out to
they
Port
do
Authority
it
for
up
driving through fucking Allentown
So
and
they
whatnot
still
and
don't
not
stop you?
stopping. Like, come on, what is y'all doing,
Yeah,
man?
you
I
must-
thought y'all had
I know
done
you had a
something. They
bad. You
fixed
must have
it.
been
It's
late
like,
to
nah,
a
fuck
job.
is y'all
interview.
talking
Oh man, you know how many times I've
This
been
nigga
late
probably
because
was
of
late to a job
yo. They
interview.
would there was a time I was sitting out and like the motherfucker just didn't come right.
Of course,
And I
they
was
do that
sitting
all the
there
time.
like-
the no call, no show.
And I
That's
call
an
up
infamous facet of
it'll
Pittsburgh.
It'll fuck your whole. It'll fuck your whole
the
career
whole
up.
shit
Like,
up,
they can fuck
cuz.
a bus route can
You
fuck
be
your whole
losing
career.
The
jobs.
whole
People
shit
lose
up,
jobs
cuz.
off
I swear
that
to
shit.
God,
Yeah, and like I called up and I
I failed a class over Port Authority, bro.
Of
Damn.
course.
Missing,
I believe
missing
it,
like a
man.
final
Of course.
exam.
I
type
believe
shit.
that shit, man. I called up, I put a complaint in. She called me back and was like, "Yeah, he just stopped at the stop and never went anywhere else."
They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I was like, "Wait, that's an option for him?"
Yeah.
Like,
They don't give a fuck.
like
He
not
can make
like
up
yeah,
some
he's
shit.
fired immediately.
Nah, they
like,
got
just
they
like,
got
oh,
they got a good ass
got a
union,
union,
man.
like a
but again,
fucking-
but
Yeah.
again, though,
That's what I'm saying.
don't hate. Here's the thing, though. I want us all to have job protection, where we can do that shitty of a job some days when we're not feeling it and not lose our livelihoods.
Yes,
I think
man.
that's something that we should
Yeah.
aspire
I-
to.
Cause
not
I-
try and tear them down.
You're right.
Try and
I mean, you
bring
can't
us
really hate on
up to
them.
where we
Yeah,
can fuck
well,
off
yeah.
like teamsters.
That makes sense to them.
You know what I mean?
Because you know what? I can't fuck. I gotta be on eggshells at all minutes of
Definitely.
the day.
Yeah.
Like you can't do shit, bro.
Yeah, I don't
At
I
will
don't-
employment.
I don't
Done.
knock the unions. I'm saying that in this environment where you have one of the lowest cost of living in the nation, matched with the highest like salary in the nation, that it doesn't help out. Yeah, I mean, like it's a contrast, and so we're hurting. We're having to cut back routes and jobs and whatever because you need to maintain that.
Right.
When you can very much take that a slight cut.
Why they got?
But I would still say that's pitting us against them though, because the
That's
truth
what
of the matter is, why don't the Steelers pay taxes? Why doesn't UPMC
True.
pay taxes?
True
Why
that.
don't the
Yeah,
Pirates
yeah.
pay taxes? And why did we have to fund 1.5 billion of stadiums? We could have a fucking flying monorail if we had, I mean, like Japan
Yeah, like,
bullet
think
trains.
about being
If
on
we
that
had
job,
that
you're
money,
not
if
trying
we
to
had
hear
that
that
money
shit.
in some grown-up adult shit, like fucking infrastructure that everyone needs, then all of our transit drivers could make 100 bands a year.
exactly.
We could have 20 train
Exactly.
lines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can we just get past any notion that anyone making a certain amount is gonna be like, maybe I could give some of this shit back for the
Right, yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna do that.
Yeah,
We
nah.
always talk about. I'm just saying, you got all this shit.
Yeah.
You could just. Ain't nobody gonna do
Well,
that.
no, I mean,
And
no, I mean,
that's-
I
I
look
can
at
imagine
I-
somebody coming up to you be like, all right, you making this a show, right?
Whoa.
But you can pay your rent with this, nigga.
Well, no. I look at it like now. You look at the print industry, right? And you look at how like they're laying off folks by the bucketful. Now, if you went to any of those people and said, "Listen, we are either going to downsize and drop all y'all, or we could take a pay cut and keep all y'all," what are you going to do in order to keep that thing thriving?
But that's
because
the
you're still
actual
feeding,
company asking them that. What
Yeah.
I'm saying is, you as a person saying to a Port Authority bus driver, "Man, you could just take a cut and shit could be better." They're not gonna do that. Like,
Yeah,
they're
no
not
one's going to voluntarily come
But
off
they
of,
cut so many people.
Now, if
though.
Port
You see what I'm
Authority,
saying? They
but
cut
you
a
could be
lot.
the one that stays. I got enough tenure where they can't cut me. Not with this team. I got
Right.
25 in.
And
Port
that's why I think
authorities-
I think at best, like unions are a double-edged sword. Like I agree that that they get you the wages that you need in order to sustain
And more
your
than
family.
that, they also get you the
8-hour
8-hour workday and the 5-day work week. Without that, they would have you like Pittsburgh steelworker status, like working like 100 hours a week till you drop dead. Like things.
Yeah.
True.
Under conditions that, while in no way were as bad as slavery.
Yeah, black lung.
In no way resemble work life now. Like that was like something that had to be fought for. Like it wasn't automatic that like we got to go home at dinner time. You know what I mean? Like before, they just literally be like, cool, we're going to pay you the absolute bare minimum that you need not to starve to death. And then we are going to work you the absolute maximum that you can without dropping dead.
You're an
you know
animal.
what I mean?
You're
And they're like, and we'll
You're an animal.
calibrate that because we'll see when you die or when you starve.
Yeah.
And then we'll tweak it just to that point.
And we'll take life insurance out on
Right, exactly. And the unions and the unions fought that. I mean, remember, like in 1892, there was a steelworker strike here in Homestead where boys got guns and banged it out with the army and the cops.
There was a lot of death. There was a lot of death.
To fight against Frick because he locked them out of their jobs because they wanted, like, give us a 5-cent raise. We're starving. And he's like, nope, shutting the fucking plant down. Y'all are going to starve to death.
And you look at, and when you look at, like, DAPL or whatever, you're seeing that same shit where, like, they're even, like, my boy Dom Shuck, he sent me a video, and, like, they had the blockers for, like, for the cell phones, like they were like blocking the signal out so they can get and he had to come up on a like truck on top and like throw his phone up to get this bullshit out or whatever. But they're busting that shit up the same way as the Pinkertons did.
Yeah, they're using like armed force against like civilians.
Yeah.
Now, the dope part about the steelworker strike was those dudes like all ran back to their crib, got their rifle. They didn't just protest. Like once they saw they were gonna get their heads cracked, they were like, "Fuck this!" Yeah, went back to their cribs, got their guns, came out, and started shooting at people.
Yeah, I mean, but eventually they brought in the government.
Oh, they brought the government troops.
Yeah, so
it got to the point though where I think at one point the steelworkers, one of them even had a cannon somehow.
Yeah,
they were like firing artillery like at the government. Like these dudes want these dudes.
And that's what's crazy because when I look at like the gun nuts and like, oh, we got to keep, we got to protect our freedoms, da da da. It's like you don't have that. You don't have those arms, B. You don't have the arms, like for real. Like, look, cuz you ain't got it. Like you ain't got the juice. Like
you have military grade weaponry.
Yeah, you ain't got the juice. You know what I mean? So like when they're like,
their argument will be like, well, if it wasn't for a bunch of liberals in Congress, we could get the rocket launchers we needed to be free. Thanks, Obama. Hussein Obama. I mean,
they gotta bring that fucking.
Like, we need these 50 caliber machine guns with uranium bullets. Don't you see?
He keeps Hussein under wraps.
It's Obama.
Barack
Obama. Barack Obama.
That should sound like a carnival ride.
Barack Obama.
Get on the Barack-a-rama.
I seen a porn name that said fucking Barack Hard. It said.
Oh shit, Barack-a-rama.
Yeah, we're gonna lose our black license.
We've lost everybody at this point.
Oh,
we
no,
lost
we
Jackie.
had a great fucking time.
Jackie Jizz is
if you're still here,
Jackie, this is
you.
exactly what Jackie Jizz wanted from us. She's like,
gone.
see what I mean?
But if she's still listening right now, she's still a listener.
She's like,
That's
it's
the
two
thing.
black dudes.
She can be a critic, but she's still listening.
Barack-a-rama.
She's gonna hate us and tune in just to hate us more.
And you can thank her for tuning in.
Dude, thank you.
Thank you.
Like
Jackie
the
Jizz.
thanks includes her at the end when you give thanks.
Thank you, Dan.
You know what I mean? Like that's how this shit ironically plays out for you guys. Though.
Absolutely. Y'all can't be faded. Y'all can't
It's
be
like
faded.
that episode of Seinfeld where he always breaks even.
Yeah, exactly. That's how that show works too. It's like always like, y'all can't be faded. Just make it through the other side.
I swear, yo. You just have to allow things to go like that. It always goes like that.
Yeah.
If you allow things to go like that, it'll always go like that.
Yeah.
We stop ourselves from things working out like that though.
Facts, B.
Talk yourself out of some
Actual
shit.
facts.
Listen.
Doubt
It should
yourself,
always
say no
work
more.
like that.
Listen.
Boom. Yo, boom, son.
I have done 95 motherfucking
This
episodes
nigga
with
about
this
to try to
dude
say
over
something
here, right?
philosophical. Listen to this.
Look. 95 episodes with this dude, right?
This is his sweater talk.
Probably over even 100. Over 100 with, like the non-episodes and the lost episodes.
The B-sides, the freestyles.
Yeah, I mean, you know how it is, right? And I've been hearing about this freestyle that he he been chomping at the bit for a freestyle. So are we about to do a freestyle? A couple bars from y'all? Can we get that?
I'll never object to any request to perform.
Can we get a couple
Can
bars?
can there be
95.
If I'm with him, I only prefer the freestyle. I'm not gonna.
Hey, whatever y'all do,
I'll spit something. But I if I'm with Dos Nitty, then I gotta be on his level, man. We gotta go on his level.
I will gladly stall until a beat come on.
True.
I also would really appreciate if Day rapped at some point in my life. I would love to hear. Wouldn't you love to hear Dave Bracey spit a freestyle?
Dave Bracey.
Dave Bracey on the mic.
I mean, but
Dave Bracey in the Born
I'm gonna sit
Scum.
back and appreciate the art.
Dave
This is what I grew up doing. Like all my niggas I grew up with, they freestyled or whatever, and the fact that I can't do it makes me appreciate it more.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, because I understand how much skill goes into it.
You
know
can
what I mean?
freestyle. All you gotta do is be driving to the club or driving out of town and be with your mans. Everybody got at least 8 fire bars in them. I'm a firm believer that every man on earth got at least 8 bars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to find them bars.
Yeah.
I used to freestyle. Used to go on road trips with the frat and shit. I used to be freestyling. I would have these little moments.
Little parts.
Little moments just for a regular guy like myself, just to make me feel like, if I wanted to, you know what I mean? I respect rappers because I know I really couldn't. But you get a little something.
Yeah.
It's why people play softball. You know what I mean? Look, I could have been in the majors. You know what I'm saying?
There before the grace of this TPS report.
You feel me? Like,
goes out.
Why else would you go to college and play intramural sports? You're here to get an education. You're pretty mad out here playing flag footballs because you think you could have been Larry Fitz.
True.
And driving in them cars and doing them freestyles, I felt like Jay-Z. I felt like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like
rapping is empowering, man.
It is. It feels good, man.
Yeah.
It can empower the negative side of you, too.
It's the one art
if you
that
fucking are rapping some negative shit,
it
can
sword.
empower that, too, though.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, man. So I just want to, are we about to get a beat going on over here?
Yeah, we're stalling until they get the
No, because I just want to give a shout out to
Dan's
Epic.
zoning out. He's about to spit something crazy.
I just want to give a shout out to Epicast Network, man.
Tireless.
They push the culture. They really do push the culture. A lot of what we're doing over in Pittsburgh, support local and whatnot. A lot of what we do would not be, available without the team that we got over here. They are MacGyvering some shit.
Definitely.
So that we can have
Buzzy
a beat and a freestyle, man.
You gotta respect dudes with the chutzpah to be like, cool, we're gonna build an alternative media empire in Arlington.
Yeah.
like we're about to get it popping in Arlington. Fuck y'all. And and just the diversity of the content and and they also got the coffee shop. It's just they just got so much going on. They do a lot. As someone who does a lot, I appreciate people that do a lot. You know what I mean? They do a lot.
Oh, they everywhere.
They're active. They're not lazy.
The Godfather Nick,
right.
you can't tell him no. I don't care what walk of life you on. If he say come through, you gotta come through.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's dope, man.
Gotta come through.
I hope that you guys can blow up to the point where you can get bought out by some satanic media company from San Francisco and get your millies, get your M's. You know what I mean? And just that would make me so happy. Yeah, I really would. I would respect that.
I'm just trying to get a CBS sitcom out of it.
Exactly. I mean, I'll be. The thing is, though, it's people act like that shit isn't possible, but it is. I mean, I think that's one thing in Pittsburgh that
we gotta widen our eyes and our horizons to the point that like our city is as good as anyone else's city. Our region of the country is as good as anyone else's region of the country. We've already seen it with rap, and we've already seen it with some stuff in tech. People here can make it and can do legitimate things and make actual money with their craft. It just takes a shitload of persistence and luck. So like, I don't think anyone here should really count themselves out. Like, why shouldn't you guys have like a highly rated, like, Sirius satellite show making like M's? Why not? Why not? You could do it. You're as funny as anyone else.
You're right.
Like,
because Jackie Jizz thinks that we have a 4th grade vocabulary, and we said that a girl could pee on us on her way to the bathroom, allegedly.
Oh, I actually want to hear that because I don't remember it.
I don't remember saying that.
You're gonna be like Donald Trump, like, I never said those things.
I'll own up to it.
It's gonna hear you like all slurring and drunk.
The beauty
like,
of
you girls can pee on me.
That's the beauty of what we do. Like we have the beauty of like being able to say what we want and own it. Like there's nothing I say that I'm not willing to put a couple of hours behind explaining what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna be like, Like I got a reason for what the fuck I say. You know what I mean? Right. I'm not just saying dumb shit to get you to like me. Right. This is who I am. You know what I mean?
You don't always get the full scope behind when we say some shit either. Like it's a long form art, but it's still kind of a short. Like in an hour. We talking about a whole bunch of shit. I say something controversial. You didn't get the whole, you know what I mean? I threw a punch in there. Like, I explain shit, though. I don't give a fuck.
I like the fight, though.
Yeah, you do. He argues with people on the internet. So, are we? We have
Hubbs.
What do you want?
What do you want, bro?
Oh, we get to pick a beat.
Yeah, pick a beat.
I pick
95.
slower.
I like slower.
Episode 95. Let it go down in the books, man.
Slower beats.
Exactly.
First freestyle?
I want to give both these freestyles a 95 Madden rating. Like that's when you know you top notch. When you hit that 95 overall with your creative
Give
player.
me some you got any Primo in there? Primo usually has the right BPM, but not like the because Guru is a slower rhymer. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
He don't rap any faster tempo
definitely
verses.
Not at all. He was monotonic.
He's a great
voice,
pace.
though.
He's a great
Always
freestyle
the same pace
pace
every time. Though.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a good voice for that monotone.
I do think that
some of the best freestyles were on Primo beats.
I do think that Primo was more of Gangstar than Guru. I know I'm gonna get flack for that.
No, you don't get flack for that.
I do. All right. I just think that not anyone. Guru had the voice and he fit well over Primo's beats, but like
he wasn't
Guru,
that ill. Like
Guru is not the greatest rapper of all time. Where it is entirely arguable that Primo may be the greatest.
Neither was Group Home. The Group Home has like the best album of one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah, those dudes could barely rap. I mean, they were like the equivalent of like East Coast mumble rap in the mid '90s.
Yes.
Like they could
in the '90s.
They were just some super rough dudes from a Group Home that like Preem brought back to D&D studio, and he was like, "Hey, let's make a rap album."
And it's a classic album.
Right, and now
that's
dudes,
how you know Primo's
now them dudes got kids in Poland. They do legitimately.
I bet a lot of rappers
but
do.
legitimately they have it.
I bet a lot of rappers do.
So while we wait, who's your favorite freestyler?
Oh shit! Of all time, so there's a couple. There's this dude Subconscious from New York that was one of the illest freestylers ever in terms of the fact that his shit sounded like writtens, and two, just the content that he would bring like in the freestyle was like almost incredible. Then there's this other dude, Many Styles from New York, who's now called I Am Many, that was like one of the most devastating battle MCs ever and had this whole like almost cartoon persona. It was like he came off like a graffiti wall and was just like freestyling at you. And then the other one that I would say, the other two I would say that are super influential, three. One is my boy Icon the Mic King, because he would do the blindfolded freestyle where he would be blindfolded and people would put objects in his hands and he'd rap about what was in his hands. And we would go on tour to different countries where people wouldn't speak a word of English, and he would get on stage and do this, and it was like instant connection, like instant. You know what I mean? Like, and he would destroy it. Anywhere he went, he would fucking body that shit. Other dude who really was incredible was Juice from Chicago, J.U. Ice, because he was one of the hardest dudes. When people first started freestyling, it was very staccato, stream of consciousness, like kind of like we were saying, like rhyming one word per bar, because you're just trying to get it done. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're talking and you're rapping and whatever. J.U. Ice learned how to freestyle in such a way where he was rhyming multiple words per bar and throwing in punchlines to the point where everyone thought his shit was written, but it wasn't. He was just that good. But he like really took it to another level. If you watch that Supernatural versus Juice battle in fucking New York in like 99, that was like the illest battle because it was like two completely different forms of freestyling. Like Supernatural is the West Coast freestyler that can just go on for hours, but he really doesn't rhyme that much, but he has a lot of style and a lot of flavor and like longevity. And Juice is just like a fucking machine. You know what I mean? Like shit rhymes perfectly. Nothing ever messes up. Like it's crazy. And then the last one is this dude Idea, who was down with Atmosphere, who was a freestyle prodigy who like won all the early Scribble Jam battles and stuff like that. And he was fucking I remember being on tour with him and we would freestyle at the end of the show. They would just bring the beat back and shit, and everybody who performed would come right back on the stage and like, you know, like being these things were supposed to last 5 minutes. We'd be there. They'd be cutting the lights off, cutting the mics off like 2:15 in the morning. Like dudes would still just be ripping it down.
Yeah.
He could spit. He was so fucking good, man.
I like just going back to like poor beat selection, like Atmosphere. Like I fucks with him so heavy, but some of his like beat selection, I'm like, fuck. Like I feel like he just goes in.
I mean, he has Ants like his dude, and they have like a very minimal style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think like for them, it's more about like making the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he himself will always say like he never bills himself as Slugga, I think, as being like the illest lyricist. He's there like, and the beat, I mean, to a certain extent, like it's like ancillary. Like it's there, both of them, to tell you the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Gotcha.
Idea, if you're talking about like the spitter from that camp, Idea was the spitter from that camp. Idea was like the dude with the bars. He was the dude that would just wax you. You know what I mean? And then, you know,
I seen you in Scribble Jam. There's a video of you on from Scribble Jam on YouTube.
Definitely,
yo.
definitely.
You was going crazy. Your eyes looked like you were ready to fucking like cut the dude's head off. Like,
oh yeah. Oh, that was
his eyes were fucking popping
dude,
out his head.
that was, dude.
Where was that at? That was in like
Cincinnati.
Ah.
I mean, dude, like that was like the biggest freestyle battle in the country back then. Like,
Yo,
you know,
you went crazy.
you're in
on
that, you dude,
went
you're in that
fucking
shit. I mean,
crazy on
that's 'That's some 8 Mile shit. Like you,
Nah, it
you
was.
have one chance. No one knows who the fuck you are. You're either gonna get it done or you're not. You know what I mean?
You had
like,
the eyes of a killer on that shit.
Oh yeah, totally.
swear to
I mean,
God.
because I was coming from fucking Pittsburgh, where there was like virtually no underground scene compared to these other cities.
True.
So I had like I wasn't from Minneapolis or Chicago or New York or L.A. or San Fran. These places with like all these underground rappers. Like,
Isn't it crazy though how Pittsburgh doesn't in like Midwestern
Pittsburgh,
cities,
I
That's kinda
tried.
crazy,
If you look at like the arc of my career was like basically like me trying to graft Pittsburgh into that like Midwestern hip hop alliance, and then losing patience with it and just moving to Philly and making money touring on my own.
That makes
Like it was
sense.
like the first 4 years were like us trying to like get Pittsburgh into that coalition,
Yeah.
and then we're just like
people wouldn't follow suit with you.
yeah, exactly.
It wasn't
Well,
enough, though.
everyone
It wasn't
hated
enough.
everyone hated us. No one fuck yeah, and then it was like, and then it would like go to like fucking like Finland and shit, and
Right.
everybody would be like, oh shit, it's dope.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's what's crazy. Like they don't.
That's what I go through. I mean, that's the same shit that I go through.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been going through that for the last couple of years. Like,
You know, when
you
you
get so much love outside.
The city is not it's not. I'll put it this simple. This city doesn't have a strong hip hop culture.
Well, see,
There's a lot of rappers here. A lot of
Yeah.
rappers.
but
hip hop culture is beyond
we
rap.
don't have a hub.
Well,
we don't have a hub.
Time Bomb
was the hub.
Yeah,
it
they-
was.
That's
No,
why-
no. When I say not time bomb, I'm talking like media. We don't have a radio station. Like that
Yeah,
has
that's
dominated.
important. Even when we did,
Like,
though. Even when we did,
when
like,
we did, we
even
only
when
had-
Whammo had
we
like
had
Black
one.
Steel. Shout out to Black Steel because he was one of the major Whammo like hip hop heads.
Oh,
like,
for sure. I remember giving him
Black
promo.
Steel,
I
man.
remember giving him promo vinyl when I was like in high school, like when we came out with 12 inches.
Yeah.
Like him be like, give me 3 of those. Like
He
you know,
would
The
play. He
first-
would be the dude playing like the new Wu Tang at night.
the
Right.
first,
New,
the
like,
first hip hop
on Saturday nights, he would play all
the
that.
first Whammo was dope as fuck.
shit. Yeah,
They
hell yeah.
left. Whatever has come back, this bullshit.
the roll call,
as,
Albie.
Man, yo, you know I used to work
Garbage.
there, bro. You know I worked there for a minute.
What,
right?
Whammo?
You know, yo, y'all
The
know
new?
I worked
I
at
don't have
Whammo.
The new Whammo?
Don't give me the preface to
don't
bash
have-
Whammo.
The new?
I'm not gonna bash him.
No, you ain't
mean,
gotta bash him. I tell
I
everybody.
worked at the new Whammo.
the
bro.
new Whammo. that bullshit.
I'm gonna tell you.
He said, I'm not
That-
gonna bash him.
I'm not gonna bash.
That old dumpster juice. That I
He
can
might get his shit on Whammo. Like,
Wait, what?
Bro.
No, I can always. I'm
Can I
always
talk
every
about
day, all
Whammo
day,
for like 2 minutes?
as much as
1
you
minute.
want to, as
I still
long
wanna
as
hear
long
y'all
as you're
rap,
wiping
though.
your ass.
Oh,
with
we're
them.
gonna rap. We're gonna
Continue.
rap. Okay, so I'm in New York City. Cool Keith, all that shit that I did. You know, I'm in there at that time. I wasn't working at that time. I'm in New York. I'm looking for a job. When I get back to Pittsburgh, I get a call while I'm in New York. They're like, "Yo, this is Wham. This is Jamal. Shout out to Jamal Woodson." He calls me like, "Hey, we're gonna hire you." So I'm like, "All right, cool." I crash my Lexus before I get back to Pittsburgh. You need a car for that job, though.
Yeah.
They hired me. Oh, you need a car? Oh, we're good. I crashed my shit. So I get back. I'm still working the job, but I had to like kind of. I mean, you remember me around those times. I was riding a bike around.
You're like riding a bicycle, pretending you had a car
I had
for
a
purposes of your employment.
Not at that point. Not for the job. I didn't do that shit.
My bad.
I was riding a bus. I used to get on Pat. Honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, truth, man.
You just have him pick you up.
Anyway, that's not even the big part of Whammo. Basically, Whammo didn't have the leadership that knew about hip hop culture though, as it did back in the day when they had Black Steel and all them dudes.
There
is no Black Steel. They do have DJ Boogie, who's from New York. Shout out to Boogie. He was one of the cool ones in there.
I mean, they came back as a whole nother fucking company. It was basically a top 40, a little darker. You know what I mean? Like a shade darker than 96.
It's different ownership.
Here's my counter argument though, and this is why I don't really have anything bad to say about Whammo. Honestly, I don't think that you should look to Whammo, which is like largely, even in its initial inception, was like a large local company.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't look to Whammo to be like the beacon or the hub or the signpost. In other cities where there was like an organic underground hip hop culture, that shit was created through like college radio,
yes.
college radio, and like
WNYU.
dudes on the street, like literally doing the shows, ciphering, organizing that shit. And to tell you the truth, Pittsburgh did have a real underground rap culture, but it was back in the day. From like 95 to like 2001, 2002, it
Pitt
did.
Radio played
It
a part
did,
of
because
that. Pitt and
there'd be
CMU
like
radio.
Strict Flow, Rook and Bishop, the Turmoil Room, Club Log-Up. Mo had this company,
But like, I
Influential
mean, but
Flavors.
you're looking at like when you look at Atlanta, when you look at New York and DC and even Cleveland or whatever, they have multiple like outlets.
Outlets, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we had
Columbus.
one
Columbus
at our
Columbus has a
best.
great scene.
At our
Yeah.
best, we had one. We had Whammo and everybody else.
So
you go to
everybody moved to Cleveland.
You go. There's like 3 or 4. You got a Spanish dip. You got a a hip
got a
hop dip.
whole
You got a
West
whole.
Side.
They had,
you
they
got a
all-
whole
Cleveland,
like
you
range.
guys had
You go to
mainstream
Philly.
success early on though. Like y'all had Bone back in like '94. Like Pittsburgh has not had that until like
The last
2008,
5 years,
bro.
yeah. Last 5 years. or so.
2009.
Yeah, 5,
like
6
that
years,
shit
yeah.
inspired a whole generation of people after Wiz and Mac. But before that, it's just a bunch of local rappers trying to like do their thing. Cleveland has had like success prior to that. I mean, you guys got a joint with Biggie trying to rap like Bone on the track, like you know what I mean?
I would
Armed
say
and
Pittsburgh's
They
big.
just
Like
way more
dude,
supportive
people
of local
people in
there, though.
Pittsburgh would like point to like Sam Snead and shit.
There's
back
no
in the
hip hop
day,
culture
man.
here. I'm telling you, like it's
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is like we're talking like hip hop culture, like not like rap culture. Like, and there
Yes,
is hip hop culture, but it's very small comparatively. Like, and it used to be like this when you go to a show and it's a jam, and there are dudes breakdancing, there's dudes doing graffiti,
You guys
there's
pull
dudes
that out,
cutting
it's
and
your show.
mixing actual records, and there's dudes like really freestyling, like not just like performing songs for the radio,
like random
and
dudes.
that's
though, like,
and yeah, exactly, and that's like when you
It
go
was
to
the
other
get down.
yeah, when you go to other cities and you go to an underground show, that's what it's like. You know what I mean?
random
Like,
motherfuckers from any hood though that just can just scratch the shit out of record.
yeah,
Like,
dudes
you
actually
don't
know
see
how to
that.
DJ. Dudes know how to breakdance. Now there's like tiny group of people who know how to do it in Pittsburgh. You know what I mean?
I don't know many breakdancers other than the dudes that y'all bring
The
out.
Get
Shout
Down
out to the
gang.
Get
Yeah,
Down
the
gang.
Get Down
My man,
gang.
that's
And,
my
there
dude.
Get
used to-
down. I said
My
that.
one dude.
There
So-
used to be way more. You know what I mean? Like
My man Backspin back in the day. You probably know my man Backspin, Chris. That's who on some random shit linked up. Yeah, let's put the bars on. By the way, you should put on that fucking. Yo, we with my man Dos Noun, Epicast. Shout out to Drinking Partners. Yo, check it. I'm gonna give y'all some freestyle, some written, whatever. We're just gonna mix it up. Yo, PH to Beirut, we play the state roots. Catch me out in Philly eating cheesesteaks, grape juice. Me be great, dude. Just be a great dude. Yo.
Hey yo, I came through, slay crews, the insane Jew. Make moves, maybe I hate you. Wait, dude, back it up. I bring a flow like an aqueduct to smack you schmucks, that's what's up. I got Hubbs to the left of me, busting the best with freeze. Who's testing these? Peace to Epicast, we the best with cats. We just checking facts and getting trashed.
Yo, just getting trashed. I come through, get your girl to stretch the math and stretch her ass. And I come through, I'm the professor of the class. And y'all dudes is whack, put you on stretches and pass.
Ain't got no progression, in fact. We deaden these cats with incredible raps. I'm an exorcist black, your whole neck will get snapped and head will detach. I'm straight stressing the trash, throwing it out, going the route, exploding from the mouth. You know that Dos can shout from the highest peak. My mind is deep, it's my time to freak. The rhyme's unique and now I can speak.
I can speak. I come through and I'm kinda unique. I come through and your girl, yeah, she's kind of a freak. And I'm like, yo, what up, mommy? J-Hub come through, used to rock Tommy, don't rock it no more. J-Hub, yo, I used to watch the Rockets and fucking come through with my cock galore on your whore. J-Hub chillin', yo, I make $1 million, I wish I did.
Make $1 million, I slay civilians, kill millions of innocent women and children, pillage the village from the attack chopper, rap proper, the back popper. When I come through, I crush crews. Art of war like Sun Tzu, the hardest core I bust through. Like the Kool-Aid man, spew a straight jam. Who's great Dan? When I hold the mic, I be like the poltergeist. You know it's right, the flows are tight. I'm explosive like TNT. You ain't seeing me. Used to be up on Beacon Street, rockin' P&B.
Rockin' P&B. I come through on your girl and show no decency. And she's like, Hubbs, yo, you need to be a motherfucking dude coming through so vehemently. Yo, I'm just chillin' and I'm skied. Yo, I'm just puffin' the yo, IPA. Yo, I come through, rhyme this way.
Hey yo, rhyme this way, my mind can spray. I'm divine for days, you guys get slayed. Wiped off of the map if you're talking some trash. I'm popping the cap, slaughtering cats with the most popular raps. You're awful, in fact, you got to be smacked. My thoughts will detach just like Voltron. The flow is calm, exploding bombs, exploding psalms. You know it's on.
You know it's on, and I know your mom. Jay, that fucked it up.
I be an activist, you can slash your wrist. You whack as shit, I smack your chick. Smash the clit, and that is it. It's Dos rapping. Flow captain, roast your whole faction with known action. Coming from the darkest mists where the darts will spit. I'm hard as shit, apart the lips and give birth to a new style. I'm too wild, my crew's vile. Who compiled the lists of the Tower of Babel? I'm powerful shrapnel, I'm towering castles, breaking them down to grains of sand. I'm insane with the plan, and I slay your clan. Maybe man, at the rate I expand, I lacerate the jam, decapitate your fans. I'm masturbating Dan, gives birth, I spit a verse, a sick jerk when I rip hurt. I spread pain, I dent your brain, my rep's insane. Tap into the neck vein, the raw heroin. I came through with the dark apparel then, and then I start caroling. In the dark of the night, the spark of the light, the arc of the mic. And then I'm hardly I write.
Yo, hardly I write, I tell your girl talk to me right. And then I skate off in the night. Yo, I'm awfully right, I'm awfully hype. Yo, if people really love the way I'm awfully right, often I write the ill shit that don't cost me the night. Yo, shit is like an awful price, and y'all deals all trash though. And they say I come through, I'm like an asshole. Take 200 and pass go, and I'm like, yo, I still laugh though. I'm an asshole.
But did you smash though? She was bad, bro. That was a fat hoe. You had to tap though. Hey, watch this cat go. I'm back at it, craftmatic, rap addict, rap bastard. Had to backpack it in the knapsack, bitch. Holding the millions, controlling civilians. You know the dose is just chilling, the soul is building, and the golden brilliance of the rising sun. Your mind is done. I'm divine with tongues. You guys get sprung. The mic is hung over the shoulder, controlling the boulder. I might smolder Jehovah, cause you know Dos is a soldier. The most potent cobra with the deadly venom. I be ending reverence, you get bent in sections.
Yo, bent in sections, and I got an erection for your girl if she comes up in my section. J-Hub, yeah, I'm still flexing. I don't give a fuck, I come through, I'm just mexing. Yo, I'm just messing. Yo, second guessing. Ask me the question and I still come through. Learn you the lesson. Freestyling. Off the top, yo, they used to say I look like Andre 3000. And meanwhile, yo, see me on the island. Payment shit. Come through, yo, smake your bitch. Yo, I'll take
it's
your
basic shit. I can rap for days. The duty really looks like a Satchel Paige. Check the picture. The best with mixtures. I bless elixirs. I'll have to hit ya. Hey yo, those be the author. He look like the greatest pitcher from the Pittsburgh Crawfords. But we still spit. What's the drill bit? We kill clicks. We ill wit.
Yo.
All type of tactics. The mic's a magic. We slice you bastards with the most hype of hatchets.
Yo, the most hype of hatchets and come through and get your ass kicked. Y'all dudes is bastards. Yo, fuck you and everyone you running with. J-Hub, I come through cocky but on some humble shit. I don't give a fuck, y'all rumble. You quick, cause I got my son's wit. And my son will probably knock you out. It's J-Hub, yeah, I'm tossing them out. I'm drunk and then later on my cock will be out. With your girl though, J-Hub, I'm selling the shit. Yo, Penn Hills, feel this shit. It's the realest shit. Yo, I'm a villain and shit. They come through like, yo, you not a fucking civilian and shit. And I'm just spitting, yo, I got no freestyle game, but I'm with my nigga Dane. I mean Dan. Yo, I'm like Dan. Damn. Yo, y'all dudes whack. Put you in the back of the van. Yo.
Back of the van. I came back from Japan on a catamaran. My raps will expand. Peace to Dave Bracy. We way crazy, insane, lazy. You cannot haze me or fade me. You should lay and flee. Cause maybe, please, I got the greatest steez. Hateful degrees of aggression and attack. When I be stressing cats, I can be wrecking the track. I be over this. I be smoking the dopest piff. Composing scripts. You notice this, that dose is sick. A fatal disease blazing MCs. But you're so hopeful, bitch, that you will survive. My old crew is the scribes. Who can describe why I'm shooting the vibes? A mutant with eyes that reflect in the dark. You be checking the spark till your lecture apart.
Yo, check this art. Yo, it's J-Hub. Yo, I flow when I fart. Yo, I fart on the track and be better than niggas. Yo, I come through and act real exceptional, nigga. Yo, I'm a professional, nigga. I come through and your girl fucking smells like vinegar. J-Hub, see me chilling with her. You gotta cut it off, yo. When I freestyle, for some reason, it's all like vulgar, crazy shit.
Right, it just goes
that's,
right
that's
to
what
the
my
id.
subconscious
Goes
is.
straight to the id.
That's what I learned.
That's why you chill. That's why you chill with Cool Keith so much.
Exactly.
You and him are on the same tip.
You fucked
exactly,
a lot of
bro.
niggas women in those freestyles. It was a lot of adultery.
Dirty motherfucker. Yeah. A lot of adultery.
Terrible.
Nigga, it shows where I go. I always become like this tyrant that like kills millions of people and
Yo,
like burns cities to the ground. And shit. You're like, what would you do if you had all this money, Dan?
I'm just
Hubs
all I
coming
think about
through,
is pussy. That's
fucking
it.
all the still chicks who ain't dying the rubbish. Like, yo, you still alive?
terrible,
I'm gonna hit
man.
that. That's your girl. I'm gonna take that because I'm profound.
That reminds
That's
me.
why I respect the freestyle game though, because it's like, yo, you're willing to put your subconscious thoughts right on the line.
yeah.
Exactly.
That's
It
what
gets
it's
weird.
all about though.
I mean, as comedians, like that's what we do. We expose ourselves to
Right.
others. Yeah, I mean, and like hope that we can connect
Yeah,
with enough
you show the whole
motherfuckers.
world that you ain't shit. And then
Yeah.
people in the audience like, I'm
It's
not shit
I
either.
got a
Fabricating
piece
like
of
a
me that
motherfucker.
ain't shit as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
All
like
it's
everybody,
about-
and like, and that's what we do. We put that shit out
Right,
there.
and
you
that's why
know?
like when people get so offended like when comedians make like certain kinds of jokes, and it's like it's so fun. It's like white people get offended with like the like white people are racist humor, and like women get super offended about like the realistic shit in relationships, and like dudes like wanted to like smash other chicks and stuff like that. Like, but the truth of the matter is, it just like connects back to that fact that like nobody really is shit. Like they're very like out of
none of
100
us are.
people, maybe like one person is like truly virtuous, or like
Nah.
like 1 out of 1,000.
So,
That's why the game is all about like I agree with that.
We all
and I
ain't
say
shit.
like your compass is how you measure people. Like what is
Right.
your compass though? I think that's how, because
I-
we
I-
all aren't
Don't
shit,
judge
though.
me on what I
like,
think.
like,
Judge
on
me on
that-
what I do.
On that same vein, at the end of the day, when I look at life and good and evil, black and white, all this other bullshit, it's hypocritical.
Absolutely.
Whatever you like, the golden rule. It's that rule. That's why they call it the golden rule. It's the rule. Do not do unto others as you would have done upon yourself. That's just it.
Right. I don't
As
think
long
that's the
as
rule.
as long as you are able to uphold that,
Right.
and any argument that you put forward,
Right.
can
Do
uphold that
not
golden rule.
done unto others what you would do to yourself. What the fuck rule is that?
Drinking partner.
That was that, yeah. Is that
But-
flying
But
dog?
did you see how he tried to power through it like he ain't say that? Like, hold on, fam. That ain't the rule.
To do or what not to do unto others.
Do not unto others
Which one would not
thou
have
hast donneth
Now
done
on
and
thee.
the crow
to oppose
upon midnight.
Fuck
themselves.
out of here. Dan, where can they find you? This podcast is over. Day, you're out. That's the third strike. The fuck was that? No rule starts off, do not done unto others. As thine self hath seen. Forthright.
Upon the morrow.
This
All that equaled up to was masturbation.
That's what it sounded like, right?
Not no.
Don't call your girl into the room when there's still lotion in the
Do
bottle.
unto yourself.
Dan, where can they find you?
Y'all gonna just catch me in traffic. Literally, I just be in these streets. I was trying to get some money.
95 episodes and we still get fucked up like it's the first time.
Amen.
We got some good raps. Dave, where can they find us? Thou hast go to thine iTunes.
If doth are looking for thou. No.
Thouist may find thee.
Yo, we are Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, and Google Play under Drinking Partners. And you can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod.
Impressive. Listen, if you're still here, if you're out there and you're listening, thank you.
Boom. Say no more.
Thank you, man.
We got Hubbs and then they freestyle.
Yo.
So like this episode is the longest ever. And
Yeah, it's definitely
thank
the
you for
longest
listening. But
episode
you
we've
got
ever
raps,
had.
you got real shit. It was a
Shout
fun
out
time.
to
Thank you to the
Jackie
guests,
Jizz.
man. Hubbs and Dan.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Jackie Jizz sparked it. We just
She
wanted to
shoulda got
make this
thrown into
as
that
offensive.
freestyle.
One love
How
to
does she
Mi-
not
one
get
love to
referenced
Mi-
in
one
that?
love to Ms.
Well, I
Jizz.
think you fucked her at some point. She's someone else.
I'm sure she did. I'm sure she's one of the
She
one
was
of the
someone's
many you
girlfriend.
slayed.
She's one of the other
Hey, yo,
dudes.
fam, real actual
Shout out
facts. You
to-
caught a body.
She's at
Yo,
your
word is
next
born,
Stop, shorty.
concert.
Shout out to Jackie Jizz.
And then Dan
Come through
destroyed
your
her
crib
family.
and act
He
on some
destroyed her
tacky
familial
shit.
structure. As always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family.